some injury issues. Their top corner, Terrion Arnold, has been placed on the injured reserve. He's going to have shoulder surgery, while top wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown suffered a sprained ankle on Thanksgiving Day. Didn't practice yesterday. His status is in question for Thursday. Spurs return to action. They're back home inside the Frost Bank Center to take on Memphis. Tip-off at 7.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowt.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On an absolutely beautiful Tuesday in San Antonio, the weather is absolutely fantastic. Clear blue skies. And about 50 degrees. I don't know what the temperature is, but it's beautiful outside. I know this is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. That's Jason Minix, and we're ready to go. Lots to do.
My phone says 57 outside.
Well, there you go, 50-something.
So we had our one day of cold?
I think it's going to get cold again.
Well, it might. It's December. It should.
Well, according to my weather app,
oh, here we go.
It's going to get cold on Thursday. Again.
On Thursday?
Yeah, on Thursday. So we're in for some cold weather, but that's if my weather app is correct, Minix, it's going to be a beautiful weekend.
Now, I know for a lot of people out there listening, this is important news. This is a week that I've actually been paying attention to the weather because the San Antonio Marathon is happening this weekend. The 5K on Friday night, then the full and half marathon on Sunday. I'm not running, but I've got to stand outside in that crap for hours while my wife and my daughter are. And Sunday looks like a high around 65 and sunny. Saturday is going to be 69 degrees and sunny. A little bit of rain on Thursday, a little bit of rain maybe on Friday.
Cold on Friday, though.
But the cold?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know what weather app you have, Minix, but you're all completely wrong, dude.
Am I completely wrong?
Yeah, 55 for a high on Friday and cloudy skies.
Yeah, with a little bit of rain.
All right, and I got 72 Saturday and Sunday.
I got
sunny
69
skies.
And 65.
Well, I'll go with your 69. How about
yeah,
that?
Well, I mean, we all probably would, I mean, obviously your weather app is set for your indoor air conditioner with a high of 72.
Very nice.
Always 72.
Yeah, we were just talking about the college football schedule for Saturday, and that may be where I'm at all day. I'll be honest with you. It's going to be a lot of fun starting with Texas Tech early on Saturday morning, and then Georgia, Alabama. Then you've got Indiana and Ohio State that night. It's going to be a fun football weekend Saturday.
All the championship games plus the game on Friday night.
Yeah, with Tulane and North Texas.
Yeah, congrats to Eric Morris, the American Athletic Conference Coach of the Year.
How about that? Wow. That's news to me. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Well, good for him. And now he's off to Oklahoma State.
Off to Oklahoma State. So much going on in the world of college football. We'll try to figure it all out. Big signing day as well is coming up tomorrow. And it's always fun this time of year when you think about all the different universities, the amount of flips that you're seeing, the amount of commitments. You know, I inadvertently texted one of my guys that are with the Navy All-American Bowl, and he's like, not this week, man. Talk to me Thursday or Friday. Right? Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I mean,
right?
all you guys at 24/7 are going 24/7 right now because of signing day. It is interesting, and it will be interesting to see what happens here locally with UTSA, with Jeff Traylor. A lot of different things in the news, and obviously with budgets and that being a big part of how everything works now. And then you see, of all places, Charlotte and what they're committing. And you see that, and you can't help but think it's just everybody else is making the commitment, it seems like, except we're not seeing anything like that from UTSA. I don't know what commitment they're making, but if they're making one, they're keeping it behind closed doors, which is a mistake.
Well, there's no doubt they must be, because J.J. Pettis, who covers the Roadrunners said they're about $3.5 million toward a $5 million goal. And this is Charlotte,
yes.
not UTSA. It'd be nice if we knew something, and I'm not sure if Charlotte released that or that source is saying.
No, Charlotte did. They did. Yeah, they got a video of their coach. Pledge, I think you're going to pull that a little bit later. I sent it to you earlier. They've got a goal that they're trying to hit of $5 million. They're already $3.5 million there. Apparently, their budget this year for rosters was $1.4 million. So now they're trying to get to $5 million.
I think Jeff Traylor would probably be pretty happy with $5 million.
He would. Well, didn't we play some audio from him the other day where he said he needed to get to 4? Didn't he say that in a press conference the other day?
Yeah, he did.
It maybe 4 isn't going to be enough now, because if you've got places like Charlotte that are trying to get to 5, in this world that we live in today,
I think I'd rather go to UTSA than Charlotte, though. I'm just saying. It may be for a little less money, perhaps. I don't know. But, look, Jeff Traylor is good at his job, and I think if he can convince, and he's done it. I mean, we've seen it. I don't have to guess. He's convinced guys to stay for less money that could have gone somewhere else and made more. So he's out working his butt off right now trying to get these commitments. Again, unfair for these coaches, all of them. I don't care what school you're at. You got a signing day on December the 3rd, which is ridiculous, but, that's the world we live in right now.
All I know is there's a great defensive player out at Cornerstone, and his dad tweeted earlier today, as a parent of a 2026 recruit who just committed, I can tell you exactly why UTSA is the perfect fit. And he goes on and on and on, and basically real relationships, real development, real opportunity. And at least for this kid, that works, right?
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of them, relationships are important, but dollars are more. And, everybody that's mad at Lane Kiffin, somebody offers you that kind of money, you're going to take it. If somebody's offering you that much more money, if pay is the same, then obviously you go where you're comfortable or more comfortable or where relationships matter. But when it's significantly different, which it appears it is in a lot of these cases, you can't be mad at somebody for chasing a dollar.
Well, not with the rules the way they are. They've got to change them, and they have to. I saw a story today, and I was trying to make head or tails of it because, look, there's a lot of stories coming out of Washington these days where politicians are trying to introduce stuff to maybe fix this thing. Our own Representative Chip Roy has got something that he has just introduced to try and get a handle on what's going on in college football. And I'm happy to see that at least the discussion is taking place because something's got to happen. Again, we've talked to it ad nauseum, but it's just I think college football is they're headed for a cliff, and something's got to happen. And I'll be honest with you, these coaches, man, although, you got your Lane Kiffins of the world, I'm happy for Eric Morris and all the other guys that left the American that are going to bigger schools, but it's a tough job right now to try and get the money and get the players you want.
All of them. Now, when you're at a school that's going to commit the full $20.5 million, they still have to go fundraise.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's just not, what's the word? Well, and they've got boosters that they could call when they need something. It's not quite the fight. But you see 4 coaches from the American, and all 4 of those programs had committed financially, and those coaches still left. Now, I think part of it is you want to coach in the best competitions with a real chance to go win a national championship, and you jump. I look at a guy like Will Stein. Wasn't that long ago, he was the offensive coordinator here. He's leaving Oregon to become the head coach at Kentucky. Now, if you know anything about Will Stein, great dude, but his dad played there. He's from that state. For him, that might be the job, right? And it's the first one for him, head coaching job. Big-time move for Will Stein.
Talking about the SEC.
Yeah.
And jumping right into the fire there at Kentucky. And Kentucky's been a better football school here as of late. So, and maybe he can do some damage there. But happy to see all of these guys with Golding, who used to coach at UTSA, now at Ole Miss. So, coach is on the move right now. It's incredible. It really is what's going on and what's taking place. But Coaches are busy right now. Again, it just baffles me that there's a signing day tomorrow.
And again, I'm not a fan of the early signing day at all. Haven't been. And you think about universities that have yet to hire a coach, like Penn State, and all kinds of rumors about what's happening at the Penn State job. I have no idea, right? Yesterday it seemed like it was going to be the BYU coach. Did he sign in the last 10 minutes? Because then I read he was out. He wanted to stay at BYU. And then you hear about all these other rumors and what's true, what isn't. I have no idea. Nobody does.
That would be weird to me if you chose to stay at BYU and had an opportunity to move to Penn State. Can you say this dude's name?
No. That's why I said the BYU coach.
Yeah, Kalani Sitake is his name.
Yeah, that guy.
That dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when Coach Ken was at Navy. He's Coach Ken.
Exactly. So, again, some movement to be had, but it's going to be interesting to see how all this stuff shakes out. And again, I want to see what UTSA does. I think, I hate to say that a school or university, whether it's UTSA or, in this case, Charlotte or whatever, wouldn't it be helpful for the fans to know what the hell's going on? I mean, I'm just saying, and I know I'm in the media, and I want everybody to be transparent and let us know everything. But I just think, look, we're at this, we need this, and can we help? Because, look, at this point in time, I don't know where they're at. I have no clue where they're at right now, where they want to be, how much money they need, what would make this team competitive, and where to go. I mean, and if I don't know it, I'm assuming most others don't know it. And it just seems to me it'd be helpful if we did.
The competitive advantage of keeping it a secret, I understand. Because especially if your number is low, right? If you say, and I think this is kind of where Jeff Traylor has been, if we said we had $2.5 million and you've got a guy out there saying, well, then I need more. I don't know how it works, but if Traylor needs X, there's a couple people he probably can call and say, I need X for this one. And can he get that money or not get that money? The idea that Charlotte is putting out that they're getting up to $5 million from 1.4. Their goal is to get to 5. They're at 3.5 now. They were at 1.4 for the 2026 roster. Man, huge jump. But that's also probably if you're another coach recruiting against a player and then, well, Charlotte doesn't have any money. Well, now Charlotte's saying they do have money. I guess that's why they're putting that number out there.
Well, perhaps. But look, if I'm competing against Charlotte, again, as I mentioned earlier, I think if I'm Traylor, I could convince a guy maybe to come here for a little bit less. Look, we already know Memphis has a ton of money.
Yep.
Okay, so there's no reason to keep that secret from them. North Texas has mentioned that they're going to up their stakes and they're going to do what they're doing. Tulane's got plenty of money. And so I'm not sure. And I understand your point with the competitive advantage, but again, it's there are schools out there you got to compete against that damn good and well you're not even close to the amount of money that they can pay. So I don't know.
It would be interesting to see. And off the top of my head, I know some that were good and some that weren't. But all the guys that hit the portal for more money, did it really play out well for them at their new school other than their pocketbook? And it's probably, 35-40% on a hit rate. And when I say that, they went somewhere and they had success and they got paid. Others, they didn't see the field all that much or didn't have an impact, but they had more money. Sometimes you have to look at, if you're just going after a check, cool. If you're wanting playing time, you need to stay here.
Well, according to Kirby Smart, a lot of schools just go and their players are just there for the money.
Well,
and they don't want to play football. They're certainly not a physical brand of football anyway.
No, that's true.
I think he was referring to that school about, 50 miles north of here.
You think?
I think he was.
You're
I'm
saying
not
about
sure exactly.
The Longhorns that are trying to wind their way into the playoff?
Oh, my gosh. The whining is unbelievable right now. Before we go, and this is going to blow you and Pledge away, Aaron Rodgers, happy birthday to you, old man. 42 years old.
I think he's a bum.
How about that? Do you know it was his birthday today?
Well, you wrote it down on the rundown. No, I can't say on the radio a lot of things that you wrote here for his birthday wishes. Your wishes for him to just go away on his birthday, blow out the candle if you've got the oxygen kind of stuff. But it is his birthday.
Well, apparently he and Mike Tomlin might be riding off into the sunset together at the end of the year. You never know. The rumors are getting hot and heavy in Pittsburgh that Tomlin.
Who drives?
That's a good question. I'd prefer Mike Tomlin, I think, over Aaron Rodgers. That's for sure.
He'll still throw you under the bus.
No question about it. A lot to get into today, including, look, Cowboys prepping for the Detroit Lions. And, look, that is a huge game for both teams. Talking about playoff ramifications for both teams, the Cowboys and the Lions. And Dak Prescott feeling pretty confident about the Cowboys' chances. We'll hear from number 4 when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, it's a Tuesday, a couple of days away from that Thursday night game, but we do have a lot of basketball to be played, including the Spurs and Grizzlies. They are playing tonight. You want to have a lot more fun watching the game, try to win some money. Make sure you do that on Underdog. The best place to get in on all the action, make your picks, and win cash right here in Texas. And it's so easy to do. You just have to pick higher or lower on player stats. I'm looking at De'Aaron Fox. Would you go higher or lower, 24.5 points tonight against the Grizzlies? You know, Devin Vassell is at 17.5 points. Would you go higher or lower? You could do rebounds. You could do assists. Get all your picks right, and you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. So download the Underdog app today. Use promo code STAR to score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Thursday night at 7:15. The Cowboys are in the Motor City, taking on the Detroit Lions at Ford Field. Pre-game at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam.
How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
This college football season, the Crunch Time Hero of the Week is brought to you by PorkRinds.com, the nation's premier hub for pork rind lovers everywhere. Each week, a college player will post on Instagram, and each share over a 2-week period equals a $1 donation to the Archer Foundation, which helps families who are dealing with DIPG, DMG, pediatric brain cancer. Giving back with the perfect snack to celebrate those big Crunch Time plays. Find your rind at PorkRinds.com or find Southern Recipe pork rinds at HEB.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Stacy, are you wearing yoga pants to go shopping?
Oh, we're not going out shopping. We're staying in with JTV.
I love jewelry television. Their pearls, their lab-grown diamond jewelry.
Oh, hello. What about their Italian gold and moissanite fire?
Okay, but what about the guys on my holiday list?
Relax. JTV has gifts galore, even for men, like watches and sunglasses.
Watch JTV live and on streaming or shop JTV.com for up to 80% off select items.
Ready to shop?
Yes, but can I borrow a pair of sweats?
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
By texting 24700, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from J. Crew Factory. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at jcrew.com.
At J.Crew Factory, Black Friday starts now. Come shop in store for 50 to 70% off everything, plus tons of limited time deals. You'll find the lowest price of the year on festive pajama pants for the family, all just $19.95, plus sweaters from $34.95 and so much more. Get in the spirit at J.Crew Factory, where you'll love our exclusive collection of classic styles for the whole family at prices that can't be beat. And today, save even more. Just text GIFTING to 24700 to receive an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or more at your nearest J.Crew Factory store. Visit jcrewfactory.com to find your nearest San Antonio area store today. But first, get an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or more when you text GIFTING to 24700. Text GIFTING to 24700 to get your $25 off coupon. That's GIFTING to 24700. See a store associate for details.
Staples presents an easy holiday.
My holiday list was a mile long.
Fa la 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 boo hoo hoo.
Staples made it easy with big savings on tech gifts.
I'm listening.
And I saved big on custom holiday cards, too. Plus, Staples has UPS shipping in store.
Holy flying reindeer. Shop Staples today for 60% off custom cards, invites, wrapping paper, labels, stamps, and photo gifts.
That was easy.
In-store and online expires 12/20. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Kinetico water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. $400 off with trade-in and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Kinetico of San Antonio and the Hill Country. 210-656-PURE.
Check them out at KineticoSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
License number 38961.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle, the playoff. Well, we got our rankings. Are they right? And what could happen? Did the Spurs take care of business? And oh, by the way, the Cowboys play in about 36 hours. We got a lot to talk about. Get here early. The party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, I think the one thing, Jason, that the Lane Kiffin thing has done is open some people's eyes. And people are starting to talk about what's going on in college athletics. We'll talk a lot more about it, but I'm happy to see now the politicians getting involved because I think it's going to take that, quite frankly, to get a federal regulation, federal law to make everybody play by the same rules.
It is interesting. This is the one time where we're like, yeah, let's get the feds involved.
Right.
We need more government intervention, but it is a big shoe like Lane Kiffin to drop for people to really go, what are we doing here? And we've got to fix this. And so many have what seem to be easy fixes, which is part of the problem. You know, I saw a deal with Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley wants to, like all of us, do away with the December signing day. But because the calendars don't match up, I saw an interview where Lincoln Riley said, you know, let's have the national championship game, I don't know, New Year's Day, and not have the football season extend 2 or 3 weeks into January. That could work too.
Well, and Joey McGuire said the same thing at Texas Tech, but he suggested starting the season earlier. Instead of having a week 0, you go.
Yeah.
And move on. So people are talking, and to me, that's a good thing. And I think this whole Lane Kiffin deal has gotten that ball really rolling at a pretty good speed.
The idea when you look at the Lincoln Riley debate, and I understand where he's coming from because it's very old school, right? Like New Year's Day.
Yeah.
And then college football is over. And then people could move on and be in class for the spring semester.
Well, the portal opens on the 2nd.
Yeah.
So it's perfect.
Yeah, well, he even said, move it back a couple days.
Sure.
But also, the amount of gazillions of dollars that are available right now are because of TV.
Absolutely.
And TV needs those January windows. There's a reason why the college championship game is on a Monday, because they know they can't compete with the NFL playoffs, right? But let's throw this game on a Monday night. And so TV would have to agree to adjust, which would be my pushback on Lincoln Riley. It sounds good in theory, but I live in the real world where we know TV is calling all the shots, and you kind of go from there. But you're right. People are talking. Hashtag blame Lane is going to have whole new meaning here in a while. But if it actually gets everything fixed, congrats to Lane Kiffin.
Absolutely. If it took that to get this thing going and people talking about it, because nobody's happy about what happened. Nobody's happy about what happened to Mississippi and him walking out. It's going to be interesting to see. And I'll give Pledge some credit. He brought this up yesterday that how far will Mississippi fall, if at all, because they lost their head coach.
Maybe a spot.
It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, again, it was the quarterback at Florida State last year. What does a coach mean?
Well, and again, you look at the quarterback. We actually saw a game how that team looked without their quarterback.
True.
And that's what cost them. We won't get an opportunity to see what Ole Miss is like without Lane Kiffin as the head coach. But, again, real world, I mean, head coaches are important. I get it. But not as important as QB1, right?
True.
And so if they took the quarterback off that team, then, yeah, they might, we can't let you go. But also, did the committee, I know it's different committees, but the committee, did they learn from the complete backlash that they got for that? Although I think they did make the right call. It sucked for everybody on that team.
It does.
But they did make the right call.
Well, see, I'll disagree with you there. That team earned a spot in the playoffs. If they'd have gotten destroyed, so be it. But they earned a spot there just because their quarterback was hurt. I mean, if Dak Prescott gets hurt and they're in the playoffs, you're going to cancel it? What is quit?
No.
Well, quit. Kick us out because our quarterback's not there.
I mean, if they could, they would, but it doesn't work that way in the NFL.
Well, it shouldn't work that way in college football either.
But we have seen quarterbacks get hurt in the playoffs, and then you got to go with a backup, and we know what that looks like.
Sure.
And the fact that we're talking about the Cowboys and the playoffs is kind of funny, including one Dak Prescott.
I mean, I did the other day, and it was just more, I wouldn't say by accident, but it was just watching TV, right? It came up, they're showing the AFC, so I'm like, damn, what's the NFC look like? And went and checked it out. And I guess really nothing different, though, than what I've said, right? It's about us really just controlling what we control, winning the games in front of us. And right now I don't think we're in a position where we truly got to, count wins and losses from other teams. I think if we just win and handle our business, we'll put ourselves in a great spot.
And he's right about that. They got to win games and not worry about what everybody else is doing. Although you got a team in front of you Thursday night that is one game ahead of you that you can do something about.
Yeah, and I think one of the biggest differences right now, this Cowboys team, and Dak said it as much, playing with a ton of confidence in December.
I don't know if I have. That's a great question. Yeah, especially, as you said. Don't tell me. Especially going into December, just on the simple fact of, we didn't play good ball early, and now we're starting to catch our stride. We're starting to figure out who we are on not just offense but defense and as a team. And it's fun. I can tell you that. Been on other teams where you started off hot and you're at this time of the year trying to figure out what you've got to do to get back on the horse. And
Philadelphia.
To have the momentum we do right now, the confidence, and not just that, the right guys in the locker room who understand where we are, who understand that this is the most important time of the year, and showing that in just their daily prep and throughout the week is fun.
They're confident, and they should be. I mean, they've looked good. Everything has changed for them, and defensively, especially. Offensively, they're still rolling, but defensively, everything has changed, and they're winning games, and they're beating good teams, and they should be confident as the calendar turned to December.
You look at this game Thursday, and let's be honest. Last time we saw the Cowboys play the Lions, it was a complete ass kicking.
Yes, it was.
It was embarrassing being up there and watching the Cowboys play that way. And Dan Campbell, he took way too much joy into beating the Cowboys, and he still talks about it. And, of course, Dak was asked about Dan Campbell's love of beating the Dallas Cowboys.
Not necessarily.
Definitely, you don't know what I'm talking about.
Definitely haven't been discussed. I mean, he's 1 for 1. We're 1-1. You said he likes beating us. I mean, it's not like he's gotten comfortable doing that. So, yeah, I'm sure the guy has a history here. I'm sure he wants to beat us just like everybody else does. Hell, I mean, I don't think it needs to be extra motivation. I'm sure the guys understand that. When you have the star on your helmet, everybody plays that way when they play us, to be honest with you. So it's not just because the coach has been here and, got something against us or whatever it may be. That comes with territory playing for the Dallas Cowboys, is you get that each and every week, no matter who you're playing against and who the opponent is.
Absolutely. That's the way that it was. By the way, that was on Jerry's birthday.
Last year?
Last year.
Yeah.
They got their ass handed to them.
Jerry hasn't forgotten.
No.
I can't get that 40 points they hung on us last year out of my mind right out here at home. And that hook and lateral they did back there on that one pass play that just was just embarrassing, really. And so I can't get that out of my mind. But listen, I give them all the respect that they've earned over the last 2 or 3 years, and they've got a great running back. And so, and their quarterback, we need to pressure him. And that's cliche almost. But I think they're at home, and plus they're playing with a real urgency because they're looking at needing to get these last games to be ready for the playoffs, and that was their aspirations. Not a given, but certainly they thought they were going to have that maybe better than they've had it. So I look for them to be as every bit the challenge these last 2 games have been for us.
I don't think there's any question. Again, you can't not specify the fact that this is a huge game for both of these teams when it comes to playoff records. If the Lions lose this thing, they could very well be out of it with their division with Green Bay and Chicago playing the way that they're playing. The Cowboys, well, they got to hope that Philadelphia's collapse continues.
Well, that's it. And again, everybody knows. Everybody is saying it. CeeDee Lamb all the way down. This game big for both teams.
It's not so much on the external factors. We know what we got to do for us. We're not really speaking on what they got. They understand their situation, and we know what we got. So I do feel like it's going to be a big game, and it's going to be fun, and it's going to be everything that we think it's going to be. It's going to be physical. It's going to be long. It's going to be hard, and it's a playoff game essentially. You got the atmosphere. We're playing away. I don't think it really get any better, especially with everybody in the whole world understanding the situation as far as us all wanting to be in the playoffs. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good one.
As if CeeDee knew what it was like to be in a road playoff game.
Yeah. He has no idea, right? The Lions a little bit banged up, and I think they lost their corner or safety.
Yeah.
And Amon-Ra St. Brown, we don't know if he's going to play or not. And that would be huge, I think, for the Detroit Lions.
The idea that you do get a playoff-type football game, early December, Thursday night, standalone window. Blitz is going to be live at the Rue Pub Thursday 2 to 6, getting ready for it. And it does, because of the implications for both teams, have that kind of playoff feel. 2 really good teams. Not like the Monday night game last night where you really had a Charlie Brown moment.
Oh, my gosh. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. It was crazy. I was like, what was that? What did I just see?
Dude,
Nuts.
I make fun of myself. I thought he missed, almost like, when you're teeing off and you hit the ground first.
Well, that's what he did.
Well, he said
like your golf swing.
He said he well, I still would have made contact. It would have gone left. That guy knew he was going to miss, and he didn't want to miss on his record.
Dude, I'd have rather missed than do what he did.
Oh,
my goodness, that was awful.
Again, his percentage of making field goals wasn't affected by that.
Wow.
I mean, he didn't want. I know he explained it. We'll get into it in a little while, but that was the dumbest thing I think I've seen.
It's
from a professional.
I have not seen. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. And you saw Jackson Dart on the sidelines just going, "Oh my God."
They can't get anything right.
Couldn't believe that happened. That was crazy. Back to the Cowboys for a minute, though, Jason. Will you admit their defense is a hell of a lot better, isn't it?
It is.
The moves that Jerry Jones made has improved that defense tremendously.
Eberflus has nothing to do with it.
Nothing at all to do with it. It is the personnel that Jerry has brought in. And for that, shouldn't Jerry Jones be Executive of the Year? I think maybe we should talk about that when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Wow. Ryan, we're getting all charged up over this. Speaking of, when you need an electrician, you know Hill Electric is available for both residential and commercial needs. I've used Hill Electric for a variety of projects at my home through the years. They have done outstanding work for over 3 decades. The family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. They've done a lot of work at my home, extra outlets they added in the garage because, you know, the builder never puts enough in there. Put a spotlight over one of the grills outside, dimmer lights in the living room. They fixed a light once that fell. They do fantastic work. Call Hill Electric. They've got the right service at the right price. Never a service charge, always free estimates. So it costs you absolutely nothing to figure out what it will take to get a project done. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. 404-9074 or hill-electric.com.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to USASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
Discover the newest place to play at Top Golf New Braunfels. Opening this Friday, December 5th at 427 Creekside Way in the New Braunfels Town Center at Creekside. This no golf knowledge needed experience is for everyone and is all about bringing more play and more fun to the players. Top Golf New Braunfels will feature new games, new food and drink, a 9-hole mini golf course, and half-off gameplay every Monday through Thursday. Join the Blitz live Monday, December 8th from 2 to 6 for all your Monday night football action. Come play around at Top Golf New Braunfels.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
Been in a car wreck? Not sure what happens next? Thomas J. Henry knows, because Thomas J. Henry is one of the largest personal injury law firms in Texas. You deserve to get compensated for your injuries. You deserve a law firm that can take your case all the way to trial. You deserve justice. So don't settle for less than you deserve. Get Thomas J. Henry on your side. Visit thomasjhenrylaw.com. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. Principal Office, San Antonio.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Orthopedics. If you're tired of pain slowing you down from a recent injury or something that's been nagging you for years, we can help. At Orthopedics, we've earned the trust of over 8,000 physicians by delivering fast, lasting pain relief without painkillers or surgery. Our hands-on approach targets the root cause of pain, and most patients see results in just one visit. No referral needed, and it's covered by most insurance plans. So don't wait. Visit Orthopedics.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Orthopedics. We fix pain fast.
Hey, it's Desmond Howard. You want to win the weekend? It all starts with the tailgate. And for me, that means Kingsford Charcoal.
They've been bringing the flavor, the smoke, and the heat since 1920. No wonder they're still the gold standard of grilling. So fire it up, feed your crew, and let the smoke do the talking. Kingsford, the king of the tailgate. Get it today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Visit Boot Barn today to save on top quality Christmas gifts. We're offering holiday specials right now where you can get $50 off all men's exotic boots, $40 off select women's boots, and 25% off flannels, sweatshirts, and select outerwear for men and women. We're also offering savings on select jeans, workwear, and kids' clothing. Visit us this week and save on top quality Christmas gifts. Boot Barn. Unwrap the West.
Last minute shopping? Been there. Luckily, there's still a little time to shop, and Ulta Beauty makes it easy. Find the hottest gifts from brands like Sol de Janeiro and Tarte. Need stocking stuffers? Grab minis from Clinique and Benefit Cosmetics or fragrance rollerballs. Gift cards are always a win in a pinch. So hurry and head to Ulta Beauty today. Or buy online and pick up in-store now. Ulta Beauty. Gifting happens here.
Oh, Christmas leaks, you make our carpet squishy.
Here at Quartermoon Plumbing, we know all your Christmas wants, like the popular leaky faucet, the overflowing toilet, or the trendy clogged sewer line. No matter what list you're on, naughty or nice, Quartermoon Plumbing will answer your call fast and fix your emergency quickly so you can get back to your Coco and Carolyn.
651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
From a fender bender to a total loss, Davis Law Firm has a team of expert attorneys ready to get you back on the road with the verdict or settlement you deserve. Y hablamos español. Want more? Call the Fours. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio, 444-4444.
You know, Jason, I love the folks on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, especially one Alexandra. But already making fun of me. She said the I love you Dak soundbite needs to be replaced with I love you Jera.
I love you, Dak.
Yeah. Now, I'm just saying, I'm somebody's got to take up for Jerry Jones. Somebody has to.
Oh, you got to give him that hawk too and spit on that
guy.
thing.
Everything that goes wrong with the Dallas Cowboys is Jerry's fault.
It is.
Never anybody else's fault. It's always Jerry's.
Not really.
So it's time.
You blame Dak enough to know that that's not true.
Somebody needs to give Jerry a pat on the back, and I think what he's done, whether intended or not, it has worked out pretty well, I would say.
You know, you can, I mean, Executive of the Year. Now,
he didn't say that with a straight face.
I can't. The idea that he made the trade for George Pickens probably should get somebody fired in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Mike Tomlin's probably gone.
As opposed to an award for somebody in Dallas. Because this same Executive of the Year also traded for Jonathan Mingo. Also drafted
Trey Lance,
Mozzie
too.
Smith.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, there's some negatives. Do the positives outweigh the negatives? Now, trading away Mozzie Smith this year was admitting that he was wrong. The way he handled Micah Parsons does not deserve any kind of award, because if that was your intent, and it wasn't, he wanted to sign him, thought he had a deal done, and Micah called his bluff. And it got personal, and it got ugly, then he got traded. It looks like that trade is working out, but we really won't know for a couple years, right? Now, if you're able to use that extra money to sign George Pickens, which as soon as you gave up that draft pick to get George Pickens, you should have signed him, but because you wanted to sign Micah, you couldn't afford it to sign both of them. And now Micah is gone, and George Pickens is going to be a whole lot more expensive than he would have been if you would have signed him the day you made the trade for him.
Again, it takes two to tango.
I get.
Yeah, so
was a contract offered? By all accounts, no.
Well, no, there wasn't. But did they talk about it? I don't know. And again, look, George Pickens, a young dude. He's a very talented guy. I'm sure he had his eyes set on being a number one wide receiver somewhere.
Uh-huh.
And the Cowboys, well, they've got one of those already that they've paid. So we'll see what happens in the offseason.
Jerry was on 105.3 The Fan this morning, and they asked him about the Executive of the Year talk.
Well, thank you, and I do, because if it's going to work, it's going to pay off in wins, and we all know that, and I understand that. And I understand criticism when we don't get it done in terms of winning the ball games. But I really am pleased with how this team has come together over these last 2 or 3 weeks. And you always think you have that potential, or you wouldn't have made those decisions to begin with. And we really have strengthened, our fronts over the last couple of years. We look different. We're bigger. We're bigger on the front on defense, bigger on the front on offense. That was very deliberate. One of the things that I saw 2 or 3 years ago was when we get in these playoffs, they run over us, and we need to get bigger up front. And so start with that right there. And really, we had that in mind that trade with Micah that we made to start the year to be frivolous, not frivolous, but to just be tried almost. But that was an effort to go get and use that currency, if you will, draft picks and cap room. Cap room just as important as the draft pick. And use that cap room to put players on the team that we wouldn't have been able to get had we committed that money to one player.
Yeah, he's right about that.
Yeah, he is right about that. Again, to use a term that Jerry loves using when he's talking about those big guys on the defensive line, those war daddies, right? A week before the season started, and knowing how this team gets pushed around in the playoffs and has for years, your Executive of the Year candidate didn't address that problem. It was a problem all offseason, free agency draft. They didn't address it.
Well, according to Jerry, he tried. Tried to send Micah Parsons to the Jets for Quinnen Williams.
A week before the season started.
I'm just saying.
Right?
He tried.
But again, you had all off season to know those were problems.
Sure.
And it became a problem as he was trying to spin getting rid of Micah Parsons that they solved a problem. Well, dude, you had all off season with this problem that you said you were fine with by signing Osa Odigizua and the development of Mozzie Smith. Remember all the talk? Well, Jerry was saying, it takes 3 years for a guy to come around, and he's gone through 2 different, but we love this Mozzie Smith guy, right? No, that was a failure, and he got rid of him. But he's breaking his arm, patting himself on the back by addressing issues a week before the season started that were glaring issues that he did not address in the entire offseason.
Well, again,
that doesn't win you an award.
The plans changed completely, and there you go. That's what happened. Look,
so if they signed Micah, they were still going to have those issues.
They were.
Yes.
And that's the problem, right? So, so maybe you should have tried to trade Micah a little sooner than
March.
That. Okay, fine.
Hello.
Fine. But would you have gotten a Quinnen Williams? Would you have gotten a Kenny Clark? You don't know. Were those guys available or not?
You probably would have gotten more for him or more draft capital then. Because, again, what happened when they went to go trade him? And the reason they had to trade him to Green Bay, somebody within the NFC, which is the least desirable place to send a guy. Everybody wants to send you to the other side. They had to find a team that had cap room that could sign him because nobody was going to trade for him. So that limited your options there. And then Jerry wanted to be very specific on the kind of player he got in return to fix an issue that he failed to fix during the offseason. He tried with the Jets, and they told him to go fly a kite because they thought they were going to be good with their new coach, Aaron Glenn. And apparently he was going to pay more for Williams that he ultimately got. He tripped into that. And in Green Bay, they gave up Kenny Clark. Kenny Clark's got a great contract for the Cowboys. He was very tradable.
Sure.
But he didn't have a whole lot of options. He limited who he could make a trade with when it comes to Micah Parsons by waiting, because the big thing, whoever was getting him had to be able to sign him.
Well, sometimes, and I'll use this analogy, you got a bum air conditioner, and you just patch it up, and you try to make it work a little bit longer. That's what Jerry tried to do. And he thought he had a deal with Micah Parsons, but sometimes the best laid plans are better off going a different direction. And the Cowboys are much better off now than they were if they would have signed Micah Parsons. They're much better off. I don't see how anybody can deny that. They're much better. That defense sucked when he was there.
Yeah.
So, they're much better off now than they were.
Would you – no, I'm asking the wrong person. I'll ask you out there in Radio Land. Would anybody besides Ryan Eagle be surprised if Micah ends up winning Defensive Player of the Year?
That's great.
But to your point, are the Cowboys as a team better without him? The way they've played the last couple weeks, you could say yes. It's partly because of getting some guys in, like the Quinnen Williams, Logan Wilson. I don't know what kind of impact that dude has made, but, the defense is better. Overshown getting healthy, the corner getting healthy. When they get Diggs back, they'll be better if Diggs is close to what he was. But and maybe, just maybe, a guy that won't get any credit, but just maybe, Eberflus has figured out how to coach this defense, and this defense has figured out how to accept the coaching from Matt Eberflus.
Or Matt Eberflus has some players to work with now that he didn't have before. So,
everybody's better with better tools.
Well, no, absolutely, absolutely, and that's my point. I mean, how this came together and what you think you could have gotten or might have gotten or this or that, what you've got now is a foundation for a defense that you can build around. And not only for this year, regardless of what the Cowboys do this year, you've got these two guys for the next 2 years. You've got Oso Odigizua signed, and you've got a foundation there, a defensive line that can compete with the Eagles, the Giants. You can compete with those guys. And so I think the future's bright. And so however it came together, Cowboys are in much better shape now than if they would have signed Micah Parsons.
On our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel, you can go to YouTube and find the San Antonio Sports Star page and comment. Tom Guerrero says, I agree with Joe. Parsons wasn't the solution. Cowboys are better off without him. Parsons was a drama queen.
He still is.
Gilbert says, and this could be true, watch Parsons get DPOY and Jerry get Executive of the Year in the same year.
It's a win-win.
But to your point, though, and I love Jerry too, maybe not as much as you, but to think that this man could win Executive of the Year baffles me because they might have tripped into some of these moves where his hand was forced, and he's made some really good decisions. To me, that doesn't outweigh some of the bad decisions he made. You just said, maybe Eberflus has gotten better because he finally has some players to work with. Well, the guy you want to give an award to didn't give him the proper players in the entire offseason to get ready for.
Well, now he did.
So you're exactly.
Now he's got them. He's got those players.
So in other words, Jerry's master plan was, I'm going to make this guy coach with one arm tied behind his back, but midway through the season, I'm going to take that rope off, give him two hands, and I'm going to get an award for it.
And we'll see how good that dude is. Look, this is the first I've heard of Jerry even being considered for Executive of the Year, I'll be honest with you. But he was asked that on 105.3 The Fan this morning, and I looked at that and I went, wait a minute, Jerry, Executive of the Year? But I'm just saying, look, who knows? And if the Cowboys make a run, if they run the table and make a run to the playoffs, why wouldn't you consider Jerry Jones Executive of the Year?
Consider?
Who else is out there that's better? Maybe
I don't know,
the GM for the Patriots.
I don't know. Maybe the GM of the Chicago Bears.
Okay.
You went out and you found some players and the right coach. And again, let's also keep in mind, all these awards will go to somebody that's on a winning team. Now, granted, should Jerry be in the conversation? Because, sure. That was like, Dak Prescott finishing second in MVP voting. You're in the conversation. Could Jerry actually win the award?
Probably not. Look, the moves they made in New England are fantastic. The moves they made with Chicago, hiring Ben Johnson, has got to count for something. But those two teams are probably, and those executives are probably ahead of Jerry on the list as it stands right now.
Now, while we're handing out postseason awards, what about old Schotty for Coach of the Year?
Sure.
When you think about, like right now, probably Ben Johnson or Vrabel are in the running, right?
I would think so.
Maybe even a Sean Payton. You just look at who's got the best records. But for a guy like Brian Schottenheimer to get hired, for the guy to say, this is the biggest risk of my career at his opening press conference, and for that move to be questioned so much when it was made, including by me, including by you. Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. With what Schottenheimer has done, and we talked, he won the offseason, but could he win during the season? And you see what they're doing now. And then the way he has navigated his team through a player committing suicide in the middle of the season. Brian Schottenheimer should be in that conversation for Coach of the Year.
You get no argument from me there, especially if the Cowboys go on and run the table, somehow get into the playoffs. Absolutely, he should be in that consideration. There's no question in my mind. He's done a great job keeping that team together. And again, depending on what happens from here on out, with what the Cowboys are doing, if they sneak into the playoffs, I think he should win the damn thing. I mean, taking this team with the way they started and then making the playoffs, regardless of what they do in the playoffs, I think absolutely he should be considered and should be a front runner.
You know, it's interesting on our YouTube, Ramon Martinez says, Schotty, stop, get help. Joel Garcia says, with all their injuries and their record, yeah. And again, right now, you look at their wins and you wouldn't say it. But again, are you just looking at wins, or are you looking at everything that he has had to lead through, and he has kept that boat afloat? And what are you looking for? Now, again, in the conversation versus winning, what Ben Johnson has done in year one, quite frankly, I look at Vrabel, watching that team last night. How did Tennessee fire that guy?
I have no idea. They're a train wreck in Tennessee. There's no doubt about it. But look, New England's gotten lucky, and they went out and spent a lot of money. That's what I'm saying. So whoever their GM is deserves a lot of credit, too. They went and spent a lot of money, upgraded that team, but they're getting extremely fortunate with the guy they drafted last year in Drake May. That guy looks like a seasoned veteran right now, the way he's playing football right now, and that's why he is one of two, I think, that will win MVP this year. It's either him or Matty Stafford.
I would almost think Stafford, and I saw, did somebody say this last night on TV, or did I see it on Twitter? I don't know, but dang Patriots, they didn't suck long enough for them to trip into another good quarterback, right? I mean, listening to Troy Aikman last night when he made that comment about the Giants, and when they were showing the highlights of Eli, and he was like, "Yeah, it's been a rough 10 years." I'm like, Troy, you were a cow. You know how long ago it was since you won? You're talking about the Giants. It's been a rough decade for them. It's been 3 decades for the Cowboys. 3.
Well, Troy's got to keep it level. If the Cowboys would have been playing, maybe he says that. I think the Giants have tripped into a good quarterback, too.
If he can stay healthy.
If he can stay healthy. The guy runs at 100 miles an hour, and that's going to be for that hit he took last night. My goodness.
What a great hit, though.
Oh, my gosh.
Clean, playing through the whistle.
I
loved it.
But give Jackson Dart credit. He bounced right back up and went back on the field.
Yeah, and apparently it was Russell Wilson telling him, dude, you can't do that.
No, he really is going to have to calm it down a little bit, or he is going to spend a lot of time in the blue tent. But, look, the Giants will be okay. They're banged up. New England, the NFC, I think, for the first time in a while, has got more contenders than the AFC does. When you look at the way Cincinnati's playing, Baltimore's playing, Kansas City's playing, they might not any of those teams be in the playoffs.
I mean, honestly, right now, if I said who's going to be in the Super Bowl, could you confidently give me 2 teams?
Not really. We talked about this. I would have to go with the New England Patriots out of the AFC. The NFC is a little bit more of a crapshoot. But the way New England's playing right now, I don't. They went into Buffalo and beat the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think that they're the best team, or certainly playing the best in the AFC right now. Well, they won 9 in a row, something like that. 10 in a row. That's incredible. I mean, it's just incredible. Everybody says, well, their schedule is easy. Well, they're beating everybody that's in front of them right now. Yep. That's for sure. Along with that Jackson Dart hit last night, there was a funny moment in the Giants-New England game. Young-Ho Koo had just a fat shot, and it didn't go anywhere. We're talking about that. And how about you tried to hire a hitman to kill somebody? You got an ankle monitor on, and you want it off so you can advance your career. We'll talk about all of that when we continue here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Taking you home with The Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
There's one name in roofing that stands high above the rest: Stevens Roofing. A quality roof overhead by Stevens Roofing means comfort, confidence, and peace of mind. It's protection for all the things you love. And during this holiday season, Stevens Roofing would like to thank all the first responders and military service members for the protection and peace of mind they provide. So for all your roofing needs, commercial or residential, remember Stevens Roofing. Online at stevensroofing.net. Happy holidays from Stevens Roofing.
Injuries
injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Pork rinds are the crunch time hero of the snack aisle. Low carb, collagen packed, and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. The porkrinds.com Instagram will make a crunch time donation with each share of the Crunch Time Hero college football post, with each share equaling a $1 donation to the Archer Foundation, a nonprofit dedicated to helping families dealing with DIPG, DMG, pediatric brain cancer. Share on Instagram today and grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe pork rinds at HEB.
The Gomez Law Firm is the firm that San Antonio turns to for personal injury law. We have Jose from the Gomez Law Firm here with us. With over 1,200 five-star Google reviews, the Gomez Law Firm is proud of the winning record and results that are attached to these reviews.
We encourage people to go online and look at our review because we want to make sure that you feel comfortable choosing the right attorney. And we assure you, if you go to Google and look up our reviews, you're going to be satisfied.
It's important to hire an attorney you can trust, and the reviews speak for themselves. The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted provider of personal injury law since 1973.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
The Gomez Law Firm continues to fight for our San Antonio community, and the results matter. If you've been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then contact them today at joegomezlaw.com. That's joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level. And the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
More change in the college football coaching world. Yesterday, Kentucky moved on from Mark Stoops. They're reportedly finalizing a deal with Oregon offensive coordinator and former co-OC at UTSA, Will Stein. Now, Penn State and BYU trying to work out a deal for BYU's head coach Kalani Sitake, but a cookie company is stepping in to try and save the day at BYU.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a great Tuesday afternoon, and so happy you decided to take some time and spend it with us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He's Jason Minix, and boy, a lot happened, a lot shaking out as we speak right now. Coaching changes and UTSA perhaps involved in some of that as well.
I want to go back to Crumble cookies.
Crumble cookies.
Not just any cookie company. Crumble, right? Now, those are really expensive cookies. But if they've got enough extra to keep a coach in place, they sell a lot of cookies.
Well, apparently the CEO of Crumble Cookies is a BYU graduate.
Sure.
So,
and again, though, that's a lot of cookies.
Now, I haven't seen anything official whether he's going to stay or if he's going to jump ship to Penn State. But if Crumble Cookies is going to sweeten the pot, so to speak.
Oh, every pun intended, because otherwise they're going to become insomnia cookies, losing sleep over their coach. But I did see today, and it's rumors, that if Penn State can't land the BYU coach,
right,
Willie Fritz would be the next up. Willie Fritz at the University of Houston.
Wow, Willie Fritz.
Now, keep in mind, Jeff Traylor was up for that. Buyout at the time from his deal with UTSA was, and they went with Willie. If Willie were to leave, Houston opens back up, I'd keep an eye on Jeff Traylor for that one.
Well, sure. I mean, why not? Why wouldn't you? But Willie Fritz, Willie Fritz?
So Crumble Cookies got a $2 billion valuation.
Oh, wow.
A lot of
what is on? And I know. Go ahead, you guys laugh at me because it's what you do. Crumble Cookies. What? I mean, they don't have Oreos or
no. It's one
Chips
of those
Ahoy.
cookies. It's like Tiff's Treats.
Oh, it is.
It's their crumble. I'm not a fan of Crumble Cookies. They're too big, right? I don't know. I'm not like Tiff's Treats are good. Insomnia cookies might be the best. But they're cookies.
Okay.
They're cookies.
Well, they must sell a lot of them.
$2 billion. Although I've always wondered, like Tiff's Treats, like when you get those things delivered, they're always still so hot.
They're great.
Somebody should send us some cookies to get through the show because now I've got a craving.
Well, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's help keep the BYU coach in place. Everybody send some Crumble Cookies over here to the radio station.
Or if you want to do Tiff's Treats, I'm okay with that, too.
Either way.
Honestly, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying.
I mean, even if you stopped at the gas station at this point and just brought over some Chips Ahoy or Oreos.
That'd be fine, too, right? Yeah, that wouldn't be
with whatever. But
do we have Crumble Cookies here in San Antonio?
Yeah.
I've never seen them. I have not. Although I think there is over there by Perry's Pizza off of 1604.
Right there.
Right there.
I was going to say there's one that you go by near, but you don't go in there. So
I don't
See
go
all
in
these
there.
red dots, Joe?
Yeah.
Those are Crumble Cookies.
Here in San Antonio.
Right here in the area.
He's looking at a map, folks, because
I am, and
looking
I can't
at this
really
red
see
dot
it, honestly.
could be an issue.
It's pretty small.
Now, speaking of all coaching news, Ross Dellinger saying that Joey McGuire at Texas Tech has agreed to a new 7-year contract.
Wow.
Salary over $7 million a year with incentives. Now runs through 2032, and also Neil Brown is the top choice to replace Eric Morris at North Texas. He was a special assistant to Sark at UT. Of course, he was the former head coach at West Virginia.
The other bit of breaking news today is that Adam Thielen is been claimed by the Pittsburgh Steelers, the wide receiver. So the Pittsburgh Steelers have claimed Adam Thielen.
Happy birthday, Aaron Rodgers. Here's a receiver who used to could catch.
Who's damn near as old as you are. So there you go. That's the new geriatric bunch over there in Pittsburgh.
Let's do the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
So, you guys watch the Manning cast?
Yes.
Do you?
Well, no, not really, but no. I enjoy watching football.
I like the highlights of the Manning cast. I don't watch it either. I want, Joe Buck and Troy Aikman are the best team out there.
Well, not according to one of our listeners.
I know it. I'm guessing that was a non-sober text last night.
Well, I'm sure
about
it was.
Her love for Joe Buck.
But she shares my love for Chris Collinsworth.
Exactly. Although last night, one of the guests was Danny DeVito. Now, I don't know if the segment was brought to you by Jersey Mike's or not, but Eli and Danny DeVito doing all those commercials together. So why not let's bring Danny DeVito on to talk football?
Sure.
Which I'm sure was funny, but I'm trying to watch football. Even if I was watching the Manning cast, I probably would have tuned out for that. Although apparently it was funny because one of the more bizarre moments that we've ever seen in an NFL game happened while, of all people, Danny DeVito was the guest.
Oh, my God. He tripped. He tripped, Danny.
Oh, he still didn't get
the kicker tripped trying to kick the field goal. He tripped over the turf. I have not seen that.
I've never seen
ever.
that. I've never seen that.
Uh-oh. That's not good. Let's watch this.
I felt good about the holder throwing a touchdown until I didn't. Oh, what?
He just kicked the ground?
What the hell was that?
Eli, it's like one of your fat 9-irons you hit. You just all brass.
That was like...
I've never seen that.
That's what Dart said, Danny. Dart said the same thing as you.
Exactly what Dart was saying.
The great analysis from the Manning cast.
Yeah,
what
fantastic.
the hell was that?
Dude, I'm going to tell you, that's what I said. It's like, I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that before in the National Football League. In all the years I've been watching football, I'm not sure I've ever seen anything like that. Now, I've watched you do it on the golf course, but, in football, I've never seen that.
And that's with me trying to actually kick the golf ball.
It was the damnedest thing I've ever seen.
Now, Koo said that he saw the ball slipping from the holder's hands. Are you buying that?
I don't know. There's got to be an explanation.
Well, that's what he said. He said he thought the ball was slipping from the holder's hand, so he stopped his kicking. He didn't miss, is what he's saying. He didn't kick the ground like I do with the driver, right? He said he was stopping, if you buy that.
I don't know why you would stop, even if it's slipping a little bit. And I don't recall seeing the ball slip.
It didn't.
But Young Ho Koo.
What's his name?
It's Young Ho Koo. This guy's kicked for a lot of teams. He's been with Atlanta. I think he's been with a couple of others. But I
remember him with the Atlanta Legends of the American – or the Alliance of the AAF, whatever the hell that league was I used to work for.
Well, it was the damnedest thing that I've ever seen. And so I don't know what you do. I mean, I think the Manning cast described it perfectly.
We're talking about our idiot kicker who got liquored up and ran his mouth off. So, hey, Al, Dan, what has the sports world come to? We're talking about idiot kickers. He has ruined kickers for life.
Well, and no doubt. And if you look, Jackson Dart on the sidelines, read his lips, you just say, oh, my God. Yeah, you work your ass off. And now I understand Indy Kalu, who, by the way, will join us here at the bottom of the hour. But I understand his love for kickers or non-love.
Yeah.
You work your ass off to get down there in field goal range, and then a kicker does that.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable.
Has he been cut yet?
Not that I've seen.
All right.
No.
Remember several months ago we told you about this lady that went on a peeing spree
in grocery
stores and other places? I mean, she peed on all kinds of stuff. Over $1,500 worth of goods she peed on that stores had to get rid of.
She was an influencer and was
peeing
and videotaping this to put on online.
Mm-hmm. Well, the pee spree is going to cost her $10,000. She was also sentenced to some jail time, but for whatever reason, the judge was like, time served, you're good. But $10,000 is what it's going to cost her.
Well, it's probably nothing for her, depending on how good of an influencer she is. But come on now, don't you need to send a message that you just can't be going in grocery stores and peeing on everything?
Well, I mean, Kinky Kelly is what she goes by. She could face additional time behind bars if she commits more crimes during the 3-year suspended sentence that she has to serve. She got sentenced to 360 days in jail, 180 of that suspended for 3 years.
Wow. Well, hey, good for her, I suppose. But again, if you live in New Hampshire, I would check the produce.
Well, I mean, look. The produce department at the grocery store in New Hampshire versus yesterday's story about the threesome that was happening at the Winn-Dixie in Florida.
Well, at least they weren't peeing on everything. or doing anything else on it. More bodily fluids.
I was going to say.
Moral of the story, wash your cucumbers.
Before and after, huh? It's
No eggplant?
That's pretty big. I mean, eggplants are huge, aren't they? Dude.
So a wife. Anybody ever been married to a crazy one?
Is that a trick question? I don't know. Cuckoo.
Care to take this one, Joe?
No, I'm good.
Think about that song, Crazy Bitch. Does that play it in your head?
Well, yeah.
Have that playing in your head as we read this story. The wife of a former Auburn football player has been accused of trying to hire a hitman to kill him.
Yes.
Yeah. And the judge has made her wear an ankle monitor. Well, she's an influencer. And she says the ankle monitor, aside from being annoying, is costing her modeling jobs because it's not quite the sexy look. Like, what's that?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to turn anybody on.
Well, again, my first thought is if you're doing it right, nobody's going to notice your feet.
Well, I don't know. Some people like feet.
Well, again, she's not a foot model.
What is she?
Not a foot model.
Oh, so everything, what, above the waist?
Well, I mean.
Or below, maybe?
I mean, knees up, man. Now, Pledge says she's just kind of mid. Now, she's 39 now, but she was a model. She's apparently still an influencer. Doesn't say OnlyFans, but you get the idea that it's OnlyFans. And I'm thinking, if you're an OnlyFans consumer, does it matter if she's got a ankle monitor on?
Well, now look, she may go to jail. This trial hasn't even happened yet. This is in Nassau, and she's got, I guess, gone all the way to the Supreme Court. December 8th, which is coming up, she's going to have her argument heard. Her trial is scheduled for March of 2026, but it's already been delayed multiple times.
Wow. Again, she tells that, according to the reports, she's had to skip activities with her kids because she can't always hide it. It can't get wet, so she can't go to the beach with the family.
Well,
and job offers that she's gotten for modeling have been removed because, nobody wants to see that.
I don't know. Could be kind of kinky. A little ankle monitor on. Or that just get in the way?
Get in the way of what?
Whatever. Okay. Crazy.
Could you imagine? Former beauty pageant, mom of 3, hiring a hitman. Sounds like one of those. It sounds like one of those Lifetime movies, doesn't it?
It really does. It really does. I mean, she's not unattractive. At least I've seen some pictures on that story there. She's not.
And Pledge says she's mid.
She's mid.
Mid. She's 6'7".
Oh, okay. That's what I'm saying. So not unattractive, but she's not shiny by any stretch of the imagination.
All right, Pledge, you've got a night out. You're at the Roo Pub. You're hanging out, and you get a chance. Would you take her home?
Try to tickle your tonsils on.
Why are you bringing Andy Reid into this? You talk about a buzzkill.
Well, of course he would. Especially after a few drinks. I mean, she would be shiny then. Right? I mean,
I've seen some of what Pledge has left the Roo Pub with.
So
there's a no doubter.
So yeah, this woman is she's going home with him.
Depends which night.
Depends. A day that ends in Y. A night that ends in T. Now, it might just be into the parking lot, and then you're going to be back in 20 minutes, but you would leave. I know you.
Dude, when I was single back in the day, of course.
Yeah, that's what
I mean, that would have been.
Oh, she's mid. BS.
Yeah, I mean, mid.
She wasn't the chick from Winn-Dixie, I can tell you that.
No. I'm still not sure that was a chick.
Oh,
I'm just saying. Not sure. Don't know.
Unplug it, maybe.
much.
Still my favorite.
I know.
No doubt. Yeah, the Spurs are in action tonight. Speaking of in action. And Indy Kalu joins us. Still having dreams about that Houston defense, I'm sure.
Here we go.
All of that when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, make sure you get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. Sam has all the big-name brands like North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Matthew, Port Authority, Under Armour, to name a few. So if you need your logo on a nice golf shirt, half-zip, anything, and Sam will get you taken care of. He also now has a full line of Tommy Bahama. Incredible pricing on the Tommy Bahama, and that price does include your logo. So imagine your logo on a nice Tommy quarter zip or golf shirt, dress shirt, jacket. Go see Sam. If you need caps done, Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps, Katie caps, Nike Cap America, to name a few. Over 700 uniform lines to choose from. Nobody has better prices. Sam has all the big name brands, and he's the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. No order too small, no order too big, and all items do come with a warranty. Call 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or go by that massive showroom on San Pedro, a mile inside Loop 410, right there across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and AARP Texas are sending Cowboy fans to Jerry World to see America's team play all season long. How do you get in on the action? Head to SASportsStar.com now and register to win. SASportsStar.com. Live it up with the boys in the Big D from AARP Texas and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
How's the heating and AC at your house? If you've got any issues, you've got to call Right Home Services. Veteran-owned and operated, they've been serving San Antonio for more than 45 years now. They're certified, background-checked, and highly trained professionals. And right now, Right Home Services has a great special. This is for a whole home AC system replacement, $79.99 right now. The number's 210-444-0000, Right Home Services.
The right stuff. The NBA season's rolling, and DraftKings' newest game, Pick 6, is the easiest way to play for your shot at big wins. NBA stars are lighting it up. Now their numbers aren't just highlights, they're your shot to cash in. Here's how it works. Just pick more or less on 2 or more player stats. The better your picks, the bigger your payout. New DraftKings customers get $50 in Pick 6 credits with just a $5 entry on your first pick set. Don't just watch basketball. Pick, play, cash in. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use code KTFM. That's code KTFM. Play just $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Make the call. Ride the upside in partnership with DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 and over. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 14 days. Terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos. Limited time offer.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Thomas J. Henry Law fights even when the insurance company says your claim is worth nothing. Thomas J. Henry doesn't back down. That's how we put over $1 billion in our clients' pockets in just the last 4 years. Visit thomasjhenrylaw.com. Principal Office, San Antonio.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer goes one-on-one and has some fun with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
I'm a good for a Vegas guy for about a 48-hour Vegas guy, and then I gotta.
That's the right amount of time.
Yeah, he's aged appropriately.
That's the right amount of time. I'll tell you what, there's a show sounded awesome. I wouldn't recommend it though. Thunder from Down Under.
Yeah,
I
you
went
might
in there.
enjoy that.
It sounded awesome at first, and then it was not what I thought it was going to be.
I mean, I might go there to scout. You know,
Yeah, you
I
might find
a tight end.
I'll say this: there's a run stopper there. I saw a guy in a 3-point stance with both his hands on his hips. I don't know how this happened, but I saw that. Coach.
Oh man, why were you in there?
I told you I wasn't in the wrong
Scouting
place.
talent.
I needed the laughter. Hey, I needed the laughter today, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks,
Seriously.
God.
Brian Schottenheimer's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings, presented by AA Best Bell Bonds on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Listen to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star on your Amazon or Google smart speaker and just say, Alexa, play 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
According to the San Antonio Express News, it just kind of popped up on my computer there. Temperatures to start the month have been 10 to 20 degrees below average across Texas. But December outlook shows big changes are coming. Now, I don't know if that's cold or not, but there you go.
Yeah, I saw a headline in the Express News about this freeze, and I clicked on it thinking, uh-oh, got to get out there and do the, wrap the pipes and all that. And
yeah,
it was for burn it. Places north.
Burn it.
Burn it.
Burn it.
Had nothing to do with San Antonio.
Yeah, that sucks.
But I read the article.
Well, it's good. It's good for you to read.
Sure. I like to know what's going on.
I'm glad that that there's no big freezes on the way.
Yes.
Coming here. Don't need any of that.
No, don't need any of that.
I mean, it was 34 degrees this morning when I left the house.
When did you leave the house?
I leave the house every day about 7:45. Head to the gym.
To gyms.
To the gym.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was 34 degrees this morning?
Apparently, that's what my wife told me.
Oh.
She said it's 34 degrees out there.
Well, it's not freezing.
I'm like, okay. It was pretty damn chilly.
Yeah.
But the sun was out, so I don't know. I'd rather have it that way.
Sunny and cold?
If it's going to be cold, I'd rather it be sunny than
sure.
dreary and drizzly and rainy and all of that kind of stuff. So.
Will the Spurs be cold tonight at the Frostbank Center? The Grizzlies in town. And for the Spurs, they were in a blizzard up there in Minnesota. That bad fourth quarter, really the bad second half, but really the fourth quarter against Minnesota. And we know what Mitch Johnson and everybody talked about, right? Blah, blah. Can they fix it? Memphis isn't very good. This should be an easy win.
Should be.
Should be.
Yeah, this is just a quick stop home.
Yeah.
For the San Antonio Spurs. They play this, and then they're back out on the road for a little bit. So, yeah, you would hope so. Still, though, no Castle, no Wemby. They remain out, and they're in Orlando tomorrow. The Spurs are. So the good news for them, they're going to places that are a little bit warmer than here.
Sean Elliott will be thrilled
places.
with that.
Well, I'm sure he will. But then from Orlando, they go to Cleveland.
Who made their schedule?
That is kind of weird, isn't it? Oh, they get a couple of days off in between. Let's see. I think it's just one. Wednesday in Orlando, Friday in Cleveland. So
you look at Memphis at 9-12 on the season, and it's interesting. The Grizzlies trying to stay afloat, trying to stay afloat. So not necessarily a gimme. The guys that have been out are still out, and I don't think we'll see Wemby for at least another week and a half.
You're pretty optimistic. I look again. If that's and he's back and he's healthy, I'm fine with that. If it takes another 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, I'm okay with that. Spurs are treading water. They're 2-2 of their last 4, and just do that until Wemby gets back. I'm good with that.
Now, seeing how the Mavericks beat the Nuggets last night, does that take a little shine off of the Spurs win over Denver on Friday?
Maybe a little bit, but look, the Nuggets are going to be there. You know that. They're just going through a little
Well, and they're still the probably the best team, right? If you were to bet. I mean, I look at this Spurs team at 13-6. They are 8-2 at home, and Grizzlies 5-6 on the road, but 9-12. Memphis, I thought, with some of the stuff they've got going on, that they were going to be one of those teams that were going to be. I mean, the fact that they're 9-12, I'm impressed with. They're getting wins that I didn't think they could get.
Well, they come into a 3-game winning streak, so they're hot. They're playing well at the moment. So I don't know. I mean, you would think the Spurs would get this win. Let's hope that they do, but it's a long season, man. What are we, 19 games?
It's December 2nd.
We got a long way to go. Long way to go.
Long way, eh?
Lots happening tonight with the Spurs game. You get the college football playoff stuff going on. Going to announce that.
And HBO's Hard Knocks on the NFC East.
And nobody gives a damn.
I do.
You're going to watch that? How are you going to fit all that on? You only have 2 screens.
I don't have to watch the college playoff committee show.
You don't have to do that?
No, because Twitter will tell me where everybody's seated, and it doesn't matter, right? This one, the penultimate, I mean.
This one matters.
How does it matter?
Well, it matters.
No, why?
Because
next week matters.
All you have left are you got to see if Texas has a chance, they're going to have to move up significantly, I think.
True.
So,
but Twitter will tell me that.
They will.
Twitter will tell me that. Plus, that show's kind of early, isn't it?
Was it 7 o'clock? 6?
6? There you go. So I won't even be home yet. And HBO, I can watch whenever I want.
Well, this is true.
So yeah, I can multitask. Maybe I'll watch it tomorrow morning.
Hard Knocks?
Hard Knocks. Are you going to watch Hard Knocks?
No.
Have you caught up on Landman yet?
I have. Although the third,
you're not.
I haven't watched the third
Whoa.
one yet. It's good, huh?
Dude, if your choices tonight are Hard Knocks, Spurs, or Landman, take an hour and watch Landman.
Oh, I'm going to do that, but I want to watch the Spurs game and then probably, Landman after or maybe before. I don't know, but we'll.
Dude, I know you'll go to sleep early. So.
Nah, not me. Dude, I tell you, I stayed up till 5 in the morning. Sunday, 5 a.m.
Well, you were
pledge.
Gambling.
5 a.m.
That's
me too.
That's different. He was just up binge watching How I Met Your Mother again.
No, actually, niece was in town. We were watching Stranger Things new season.
How's that?
It's actually good.
All right. Well, we'll see what Indy Kalu is watching these days. He joins us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Stayed up till 5 a.m., huh? Well, you got the energy for that. If you don't have the energy to stay up till 5 a.m., you need to get into Synergenics or Low T Center. You've heard about TRT, but maybe you have no idea what testosterone can do for you. Well, it can restore your energy. So if you're over 40 and you've no motivated, testosterone can and does help. Guys that I know that have gone or that are going to Synergenics or Low T Center for TRT all say they wish they would have started going sooner. The test is free. No appointment necessary before 10 a.m. or you can book ahead at fixmylowt.com. Synergenics and Low T Center have clinics all over town. You can go to anyone to receive care or you can receive at-home treatment, your choice. But it all does start with a simple, quick, free TRT test at the center. They have an on-site lab, which means you get your results in about 20 minutes. You don't have to wait for days like at other places. They also have a new mobile app, which makes it even easier for you to meet with your provider through telehealth appointments, and it's not just for men. Synergenics and Low T Center have a long history of helping ladies find hormonal balance. Reignite your energy. The best version of you is waiting. You can get back to feeling like yourself. Get into a Synergenics or Low T Center for a free TRT test. Book that appointment right now. FixMyLowT.com. FixMyLowT.com.
Dallas Cowboys fans, come on down!
It's AJ and Rob from the Morning Huddle, and you could be the next contestant on
The Stat Is Right.
Every week leading up to the week of the Cowboys home game, AJ and Rob toss out a Cowboys player and a stat from the upcoming home game. Passing yards, rushing yards, Number of times Dak adjusts his wristband mid-play. Or perhaps CeeDee Lamb mouthguard chews per quarter. Whatever. All you have to do is predict that stat, get the closest, and bam! You're headed to Jerry World with a pair of tickets to the next Cowboys home game. Think of it like The Price is Right, but instead of winning a blender, you get to scream, "How about them Cowboys?" inside AT&T Stadium. So study up, Cowboy Nation, and listen to the Morning Huddle to play. The Stat is Right, only on 94.1 San Antonio's.
I'm calling to give you a heads up. Last Christmas, so many people asked me for a Kinetico water softener, but getting all those Kinetico units in and out of the sleigh, up and down the chimneys, well, it's not so good on my back. So I'm going to forward all those Kinetico wish lists directly to you. Here's Mrs. Claus.
Thanks again for installing our Kinetico. I just love how soft my man's beard is, and my skin feels silky smooth, even here at the North Pole.
So if it's okay with you, I'll handle the toys, you handle the water softeners.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit, and $400 off when you trade in your old water softener.
By the way, the elves just love your jingle.
Call 656 Pure Kinetico.
I'm not a fan of the gluten-free cookies. Bye-bye.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656 Pure Kinetico.
License number 38961.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Orthopedics. If you're tired of pain slowing you down from a recent injury or something that's been nagging you for years, we can help. At Orthopedics, we've earned the trust of over 8,000 physicians by delivering fast, lasting pain relief without painkillers or surgery. Our hands-on approach targets the root cause of pain, and most patients see results in just one visit. No referral needed, and it's covered by most insurance plans. So don't wait. Visit Orthopedics.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Orthopedics. We fix pain fast.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
That guy pulled out in front of me out of nowhere. The police are on their way, but I'm really shaken up.
Don't worry. We're going to get you taken care of. You made the right call.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck, call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. We're ready to help day or night, and there's no fee unless we win.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
If a Lenovo computer for your business is on your holiday list, don't shop around. Just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com. It's your last chance to get exclusive deals on the PCs you want for your business, like the ThinkPad X9 14 Aura Edition and Yoga 7i 2-in-1. So avoid all that shopping chaos and price comparing, and just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com, where PCs are up to 35% off. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
You know, that's our cue to go.
I guess so. It's like, wow. Okay. I was just kind of getting into the music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's good stuff. Good stuff. This is a Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe. He's Jason. Texans looking pretty good these days.
They are looking really good these days. In fact, as we bring in Indy Kalu on the Buyers Barricades guest line, Indy, big pressure on you, man. Art Garcia just tweeted in, quote, just waiting on at Indy Kalu to come on at SA Sports Star to talk Houston Texans football. He's got a photo. He's outside. He's got a cigar, a German Pilsner, his Texans Yeti, nice-looking fire pit. Guys all relaxed, ready to hear you talk about the great win by the Houston Texans.
You know what? That is pressure, and the pressure's already started because I do not know what a German Pilsner is. What is that? Some kind of sex toy? What is that?
It is definitely a sex toy.
A German Pilsner.
It's a beer, man. It's a beer.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
From Germany.
Well, that's the only thing I did understand, that part of it.
Dude,
so I either thought it was an adult toy or a dog, so I was way off.
So, at Rice, they didn't serve Pilsners?
They didn't serve Pilsner, and we didn't have any classes where they talked about the origins of German Pilsners.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. I can't make a Marshall joke, but I guess all the Blantons and wine discussions for the country club life you get at Rice did not include a German Pilsner.
You know what? I know I'm in the minority here, but I've never been a big beer guy. I just never understood the whole beer craze. It just never tasted great to me. And again, I know I'm in the minority, especially on a station like this. But look, when I used to drink, I'll get my drink on. Don't get me wrong, but just beer did not do it for me.
So what are you, a White Claw guy?
I was straight Crown when I was having fun back in the day. Notice I just say, hey, look, I've been sober for over 5 years. That whole you have as much fun sober as drunk, that's not true. I'll tell you that. That's not true. You just have to accept that you're not going to have as much fun when you decide to put the drink down. We're keeping it real going into 2026.
We know they got mocktails now, Indy, so you can pretend like you're drinking and without drinking.
Yeah, and pretend like you're having fun as well. Like, just have that fake smile.
I could see
That's
it
why
now.
I go out. It's not that I'm so disciplined. I'm like, if I'm not going to drink, what's the point?
Exactly.
We'll just sit at home.
Mm-hmm. I see you out with the guys.
Oh, my goodness.
Everybody's ordering around, and Shirley Temple.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Arnold Palmer. Or the worst is when I say Bloody Mary with no vodka. Like,
what's the point?
Yeah, right. Well, Bloody Marys taste good. I actually think those taste good. I like spicy stuff, but yeah, I already feel like a little hoe, for admitting what I just told y'all.
Mm-hmm.
We can move on. Speaking of hoes, the Houston Texans defense, they're treating every offense they play like a hoe. There goes your segue.
Yeah,
not bad.
That was well done. I mean, honestly, knowing the amount of points that Indy has put up on pretty much everybody, their run game, what their pass game has been, were you surprised that Texans defense held them to 16?
I wasn't surprised, and I'm not going to sit up here and say I told you so, but the defense, I mean, again, Jason, I feel like this is a historic defense we're watching. Am I going to compare them to the 85 Bears? Absolutely not, out of respect for the Bears. Am I going to sit up here and say they're the Baltimore Ravens when Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, and co led them to a Super Bowl? I think they're playing at that type of level. But I'm not going to, again, say that they're those two defenses. But for what we've seen with the Houston Texans organization, I mean, I have every game I walk away from the television or from the stadium saying, man, this defense continues to get better. So I heard all the talk before the game that the Indianapolis Colts had a streak of 20 or more points, and the Houston Texans defense had a streak of 20 or less points. And I felt like it was going to fall on the side of the defense just because the way they play and how consistent they've been. And they've been relatively healthy. There's a little bit of luck involved when you talk about health in the NFL. And they got Petrie back, who is one of the more underrated defensive players in the league, and they have their studs. I mean, this has been a pretty healthy unit so far in the season.
Well, I think the most impressive thing, ND, about that game was, Jonathan Taylor had been one of the hottest running backs in the NFL, and you hold the Colts under 100 yards rushing. I mean, that's impressive. Put the ball in Daniel Jones's hands and make him beat you, and obviously that didn't happen.
No, that's very impressive, especially when people try to point to a weakness with the Texans defense, and they say, well, it's in the middle of the defense. So when you have a strong running attack that you're facing, and if your weakness truly is in between the B gaps, that's where you expect the team to exploit, and they weren't able to do that. He still had over 80 yards rushing on 20-something attempts, but when you look at the defense, every level, and in that interior, the defensive tackles, the middle linebacker playing with gap integrity, they held the point and they took on that challenge, and it was just fun to watch. And now you start to wonder, is there a weakness on this defense?
Talking with San Antonio Sports Hall of Famer Indy Kalu here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Defense for Houston is one of those teams that can steal all the headlines from the offense. But let's talk about that Texans offense. C.J. Stroud comes back for this one. And really for the first time, I felt like he looked really comfortable in the offense. And I'm not sure if he's just now on the same page finally, or the 3 games off dealing with the concussion, watching Davis Mills work. He just looked comfortable to me. Did you see the same thing in C.J. Stroud?
Yes, and I think it's because of the latter of what you said. Being able to sit back for 3 games, and keep in mind, C.J. Stroud, say what you want about him, he's a student of the game. But to be able to sit back and watch Davis Mills operate, and you saw some of those characteristics as far as getting the ball out in a hurry, as far as understanding that Nico Collins is your number 1 target, so feed the beast as many times as possible. Whether he's open or not, you still have to take shots with Nico Collins. So I do believe sitting out for three games, being able to watch and study not just what Davis Mills was doing, but the entire offense. It looked like you said, when you said it looks like he's more comfortable, for me it felt like the game slowed down for him, and that'll do it for you. Obviously, I'm not a quarterback, and playing quarterback's much tougher than defensive end, but the year I was injured, and I just sat back and I was able to watch the season. I would sit in the linebacker meeting rooms even though I was a defensive end. The year I came back, the game really slowed down. So I could see a scenario, and I could appreciate why C.J. Stroud looked more comfortable. And here's where else I'm excited. He didn't have a lights-out game. I'm still waiting for that lights-out game, and they've been able to have this 4-game win streak mainly because of the defense, and we still haven't seen that explosion on the offensive side.
Well, I think what I saw and what I'm impressed with the Houston Texans over the last couple of games is that offensive line is getting better. I mean, as much as we hammered them early and as bad as they were, they are getting better. And I don't care who you are, what quarterback you are. If you got a little time to throw the football, you can make the defense pay.
No, 100%. I mean, I've said it time and time again. I'll continue to say it as much as I watch football. The most important position group, in my opinion, is the offensive line. It'll make a good quarterback look great, an average quarterback look good, a good running back look great, so on and so on. And that was the weak point of this entire team. And they're starting to play with more confidence. And again, they can still improve. There was a play against Ed Ingram where the Colts defensive tackle, his name escapes me. And the reason his name escapes me because they literally just brought him up from the practice squad, and he did Ed Ingram the way he did. And when the commentator was like, "Oh, he was on practice squad last week," I was like, "Oh, geez." but they learned from the mistake, and Ingram had a good game after that, where he beat him for a sack or for a tackle for loss. But my point is that they're playing with more confidence. You're not going to have a perfect game, and they seem to be able to make up for their mistakes and learn from their mistakes, where you're not seeing them give up the same stunt. When I say stunt, I'm talking about the defensive line stunts. They're not giving up pressures or sacks on the same stunt as they do before. So that lets me know they're going back to the sideline. They're looking at the tablet. They're making the adjustments, and they're just getting better week in and week out.
Indy Kalu joining us here on the Blitz. There was a play by the offensive line, and I don't know which lineman, but I don't know what you call a super pancake, but you know what block I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know exactly what block you're talking about.
As a defensive player, How miserable was that film session when he was in his defensive line group? What's the kangaroo court punishment for getting just embarrassed like that?
So here's the thing. If you win, you all laugh at it, and it still sucks. And as soon as it happens, when you're laying there and you're staring up into the sky or up into the ceiling of the stadium, if it's a closed stadium, you're not thinking like, oh, I'm hurt, or, man, I gave up, I gave this up on the play. You're literally thinking, this is going to suck on Monday when I watch film. Like that's the first thought that goes through your mind, and it's bad. The cool thing is, if you have a supportive group or a supportive coach, they'll say something like, hey, if you play long enough, it's going to happen to everybody. But if you have a bunch of jerks as friends, the friends where you don't need enemies, they're going to put that on loop. They're going to have it on their phone screens. They're going to bring it up every chance that they get because, yeah, it's happened to all of us, but it's very embarrassing.
Well, I think it's good. And the offensive lineman's got to be very happy about that, too. Just that, because how much trash talking is there, or is there, Indy, between the offensive line and the defensive line?
Oh, there's a lot, especially when you talk about a pancake. There's a lot of trash talk going on. You do have a certain respect for one another because when you get in the trenches, whether you're the offensive lineman or defensive lineman, there's going to be a time when you're in a compromising position. Like, for instance, if I'm trying to separate from an offensive lineman and he gets rolled up from behind, a lot of times I'll kind of hold him up so, he doesn't bend back. But if it's a jerk, if it's a guy that, is known for cheap shots, and if he gets rolled up, you try to bend him back and break his leg. So you know that there's going to be a time when you're in that situation. So, yeah, you'll talk trash, but it'll be as lighthearted as possible. There was a time, I don't know if y'all remember the name Jeremy Shockey, tight end for the Giants.
Yeah.
So there was a time where I still don't think it's a pancake, but he was blocking me, and I tripped over another player. So he drove me into the ground. And as I'm falling to the ground, I'm yelling, this isn't a pancake. And when he landed on me, he was like, nope, that's a pancake. And I'm like, no, I tripped over. Like, we're having an argument. And keep in mind, he's actually helping me up. Like, when we're having an argument, I'm like, that's not a pancake because I tripped over your guy. And he's like, nope, that's a pancake. He's like, nope, it's a pancake. So we have like a 30-second argument. I don't even know if they picked up the first down or not. And then during film, I was right. We tripped, and I had a buddy that played for the Giants. And I remember I texted him. I was like, tell Jeremy to watch the film. It wasn't a pancake. So, yeah, there's a lot of pride.
No, over there in the Giants room, did he get credit for a pancake, and your coach didn't credit you with getting pancaked, if you will?
So I told my buddy, because I didn't have his contact information, to let him know, and he just laughed it off. So I don't know. I'm sure, especially tight ends. Tight ends are fake wannabe offensive linemen. They probably played and like, ooh, look, we pancaked, number 94. This is a pancake. But I sent it to my buddy who was playing over there. And in my defensive meeting room, my coach said, yeah, you got to keep your feet. So he was like, you tripped over it. No. He said you tripped. He said you tripped.
You sound like some of these NBA guys that have never committed a foul. I mean, it was always somebody else. That was not what everybody else saw, right?
Don't get me started on that because I'm a basketball fan, but I get so annoyed when they get called for a foul and they argue as if the ref is going to be like, you know what, you're right. Let me take that back. I'm like,
exactly.
They do that every single time, and I'm like, come on, man, like just take the foul and keep moving. Yeah, don't get me started on that.
Dude, as good as Tim Duncan was, that dude never committed a foul in his whole life.
No. And he'll argue with his eyes, those big bulging eyes. Like, I can't believe you called that.
Now, Indy, were you watching Monday Night Football last night?
I had it on in the background, but after I think they went up 17-0. I kind of said to myself, if the Giants aren't going to show up, why should I waste my time watching? But I did have it on.
Well, if you didn't see it live, I'm sure you've seen it on social media. And knowing your love of kickers, what were your thoughts on what you saw last night from the Giants kicker?
So I did see that live, and I had to do a double take because I initially thought that he paused because he didn't see something he likes with the ball placement. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times if the holder is, like, fumbling the ball, they won't go through with the motion. But when I saw the replay, and I really thought to myself, this idiot kicked the earth instead of kicking the ball, and he's getting paid money to do this, yet he doesn't have to practice. Like, all my hate for kickers and punters just came out in the house when I was watching that.
That looked like Jason's golf swing, ND. I'm going to tell you. That's exactly what it looked like.
I mean,
I still don't know. I mean, the guy's from New York. You know, I'm not going to say stereotypical, the mafia's out there, but the mafia's in New York. And I'm wondering if he had some kind of bet, or what do you call when you owe I'm not into gambling, a loan shark, something. Like, I just wondered if he had something that he owed, because how does a professional kicker miss the ball entirely?
You know,
I just
now he got Charlie Brown. He said afterwards that he thought the ball was slipping out of the holder's hand, so he's tried to stop his kicking motion because he thought it was slipping out of the hand, which almost sounds like you and Jeremy Shockey had tripped and you weren't pancaked.
No. I'm not going by that, because he's throwing his guy under the bus now. So he's really throwing his holder under the bus, and it looked like the holder did a good job. When I said I tripped, I said I tripped off another New York Giant. So it's not like I said, oh, one of my teammates got in my way.
I'd like to see that film.
I know it.
I was able to make an excuse and not throw any of my teammates under the bus.
Do you still have a copy of that play? Can you text it to me?
That'd be great. I'd like to see it.
You know what? Nowadays with not social media, but you're able to grab film. I probably could find it.
All right.
Yeah, I probably could find it. I'm gonna look.
Now we got to.
I'm gonna be in Philly sometime this year, so I'm gonna see if our old film guy can pull it up.
You don't have to go to Philly. They got these devices now. You could shoot them a text. You could actually call them and say, "Hey, man, what's up?" Yeah, I mean, you don't have to get on a plane to go look in the film room for this. It's, you know, you didn't play back when they were using Zapruder film. I mean, it's on a computer somewhere.
Well, see, I'm not a big name, so I have to let them see my face, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, we kind of remember you. Okay, let me look." But if I send a text, they'll be like, "Who the hell is this? Who's this ND guy?"
Yeah, well,
so
come on.
I have to go remind them.
Good news for you. I just tried to Google that play, and it's not there. It didn't come up. So
thank God. Thank God.
But Jeremy Shockey's got it somewhere. It's one of his few pancakes.
I said Jeremy Shockey pancakes ND Kalu, and there was nothing there.
Well, that is awesome. That is yes, I'm glad it's out there.
Well, what if you just Googled Jeremy Shockey pancakes Eagle player?
No, right. Then there'll be like 30 images.
Or were you with the Redskins then? Or were you were with the Eagles?
No, I was with the Eagles. It's not going to be there. You know what? Same game. I think his last name was Sherbert, or what? The offensive guard for the Giants. I was doing a stunt, and I stepped on his ankle and completely broke his leg, and had no idea until after the game that's what happened. So yeah, that was a very interesting game. I got supposedly pancaked, and I stepped on someone's leg and literally broke his fibula clean through, and had no idea.
Was he laying on the ground, or did he finish the game?
No, he was out. But I didn't know, like, when he was down, I was, oh, poor guy, I wonder what happened. And then my coach was all, you know, when, I think his name, I'll find his name, you know, when he was hurt, that was you that did it. And then, again, the film, he showed me, and I was stunning into the A-gap. And his leg was so strong before I broke it, I thought I was just literally running on turf, but I was stepping on his leg and snapped it.
Wow.
Leg breaker.
Yeah. Wow.
ND Kalu. Yeah. Philly legend. What do they call you up there with the Eagles when you get your alumni stuff? What's your name with them?
Oh, Angry African. Which I have no idea.
They call you Andy, right? Not ND. They call you Andy, right?
Oh, that too. That too. But Hugh Douglas named me the Angry African because of one bad day when I was just upset, and I'm like, how are you gonna call me that? And unfortunately, it stuck.
Yep. Good stuff, Indy. Texans with Kansas City this week. It's still Kansas City, right? So you got to be a little nervous.
100%. I mean, say what you want. If I'm starting a team today, I'm still starting with Patrick Mahomes. And anytime you have that guy wearing a different jersey, you have to be a little bit nervous. But, man, I'm also excited about seeing Will Anderson, Danielle Hunter, Sheldon Rankins, those guys tattooing Patrick Mahomes. So you're nervous, but you're also excited because I feel like they're going to get some nice shots on him.
Nice. Going to be a fun one for sure. Andy Kalu, the leg breaker.
And
you call me Angry African. I can tell you're afraid
the
to
Angry
say it.
African. Hugh Douglas can do that. I can't.
Why not? This isn't derogatory about that. It's not like you're saying Jungle Bunny. The Angry, angry and African. Those are both two words you can say. You have a pass to say that, Jason.
Mm-hmm. I'll just call you the San Antonio Sports Hall of Famer.
I don't think I've ever seen ND angry ever.
That's why I was so upset with that nickname. It was like one day he said something that kind of ticked me off, and he was like, "I'm just going to call you Angry African."
They must have given you the food bill.
I'm sure it had something to do with they tried to stick me with the bill, and he was getting paid so much.
Exactly. ND Kalu, enjoy the rest of your week, man. This was fun. As always.
Hey, y'all keep up the good work. Talk to y'all next Tuesday.
ND Kalu on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond online at buyersbarricades.com.
Always fun to talk to ND Kalu. No doubt about that. My goodness. We got so much more coming up. JJ Pettis is going to join us. He covers the UTSA Roadrunners. Some interesting stuff coming out about fundraising around the American Conference. We'll talk to him about that in the next segment as well. And we've got some tickets to give away to Queen's Reich at the Aztec Theater December the 13th. We'll do all of that when we return here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, the best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text the word bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before you accept it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7, offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online, mybestbailbonds.com.
Riding 1604 with the Blitz.
On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again.
Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
The NBA season's rolling, and DraftKings' newest game, Pick 6, is the easiest way to play for your shot at big wins. NBA stars are lighting it up. Now their numbers aren't just highlights, they're your shot to cash in. Here's how it works. Just pick more or less on 2 or more player stats. The better your picks, the bigger your payout. New DraftKings customers get $50 in Pick 6 credits with just a $5 entry on your first pick set. Don't just watch basketball. Pick, play, cash in. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use code KTFM. That's code KTFM. Play just $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Make the call. Ride the upside in partnership with DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 and over. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 14 days. Terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos. Limited time offer.
This college football season, the Crunch Time Hero of the Week is brought to you by PorkRinds.com, the nation's premier hub for pork rind lovers everywhere. Each week, a college player will post on Instagram, and each share over a 2-week period equals a $1 donation to the Archer Foundation, which helps families who are dealing with DIPG, DMG, pediatric brain cancer. Giving back with the perfect snack to celebrate those big Crunch Time plays. Find your rind at PorkRinds.com or find Southern Recipe pork rinds at H-E-B.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7 so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. $400 off with trade-in and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country. 210-656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
License number 38961.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
It's Dallas at Detroit, Thursday night football, and the best place to watch the game is at the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road.
Pre-game with the Blitz live from the Roo Pub from 2 to 6, and stick around to watch the game and show up hungry. You know the food is fantastic.
It's Thursday night, Dallas against Detroit. Start your weekend early with the Blitz live at the Roo Pub from 2 to 6.
Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant, the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. See you Thursday at the Roo.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Cowboys back in action on Thursday night. They'll take on the Lions in Detroit. The Lions, though, with some injuries they've got to deal with. Their top corner, Terrion Arnold, has been placed on the injured reserve list. He's set to have season-ending shoulder surgery. Wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown suffered a sprained ankle on Thanksgiving Day. Didn't practice yesterday or today. His status is in question for Thursday. And the Spurs return to action. They'll take on Memphis tonight.
Sports Center brought to you by Centergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowt.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a Tuesday afternoon, hello everybody. Happy you're joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He's Jason Minix, and boy, I tell you what a day it has been. Lots of stuff happening. I feel like stuff could happen. You got coaching changes. You got college football playoff poll coming out tonight, and all kinds of stuff.
You know, and it is one of those days that I've been very careful on every tweet. Is this real?
Yep.
Because there's so much out there that you just, you know, you might see something and go, all right, wait. And a lot that does, some point back to UTSA. We'll talk about it coming up with J.J. Perez, who covers the Roadrunners. Jeff Traylor will be on the Blitz tomorrow afternoon following National Signing Day, his press conference, and maybe he'll shed some light. But, you know, while all the changes going on, it is signing day, and so coaching changes can affect players. So there's been nothing official from UTSA, but a lot of rumors about their offensive coordinator. Well, Will Stein, former OC at UTSA, not current, he's the Oregon offense coordinator. He's the new head coach at Kentucky. And there's some Twitter reports out there that maybe the OC is going to be on the staff at Kentucky. I know a lot of you fans out there would love to see that OC leave. Now, I've also seen where Hunter Ritterman could end up being the play caller for UTSA. I watched Hunter play in high school. His dad, Ron Ritterman, longtime coach at Johnson and at Alamo Heights, comes from an offensive-minded family. That would be a great move, I think. But if you're UTSA, do you make that public as signing day rolls into tomorrow?
Well, I think if it's out there, I mean, we're not the only ones seeing it. If you're a potential recruit, you're seeing it as well. So, yeah, I think you have to address it. That's what I'm saying. I think some of these things need to be addressed. You know, you can't keep everything secret and pretend like nobody's seeing it. With social media these days, this news gets out, and it happens. And it looks like this is, I don't know if it's a done deal. It certainly is not official by UTSA by any stretch of the imagination, but we're hearing it everywhere. And I just think sometimes you got to get ahead of that stuff and just say, hey, we're going to move on. Hunter Ritterman's a great guy. He's going to come up with some good stuff, and let's go.
And maybe it's not Hunter. And again, throughout the year, all the questions about the OC, I don't blame Jeff Traylor if he's not going to make a change in the middle of the season for standing by his guy.
Yeah.
But once the season is over and you've got to make a change, you've got to make a change. Now, I don't know if this is Jeff's decision or the OC's decision to leave because relationships with Will Stein, and apparently he's from Kentucky, so a chance for him to go home. We'll see. Again, J.J. Perez will join us coming up in a bit. It does seem like, though, UTSA is in the mix or getting a lot of the players that have been linked to them for several weeks, and that's where I think recruiting and relationships matter, even if the dollars might not be the same as what some other universities have.
Well, and that's absolutely true, and that's the battle that Jeff Traylor's got to fight because the dollars aren't the same, at least that we know of. I'm not sure what UTSA is dealing with and what they have to hand out, but you got to give Jeff Traylor a lot of credit, and I do because, and I've said this many times before, I think he sees his own worst enemy sometimes when it comes to dollars raised because he does such a good job with what he's got to work with, and he does the best that he can. And a 6-6 season is not what the fans want, but it's not bad compared to what he's got to work with some of the other schools in the American Conference.
And we'll get into that coming up with JJ. And, and then you look at the committee tonight, LSU, Lane Kiffin has announced that, their OC is Charlie Weiss Jr. is going to be able to go back to Ole Miss and coach them through the playoffs. So their play caller is going to be the same. And Lane's statement was like, look, I called the committee and I told them. And everybody's made an announcement. Yes, he works for LSU, but he will be allowed to coach. And say what you want about Lane Kiffin. Going back last night and watching his press conference, he is a different guy than he was when he got there 6 years ago. I mean, he said some corny things and some stuff that you expect from Lane and then the cliche stuff. But you could tell this was probably a little bit tougher of a decision for him. And even what he said today, I'm letting them go over there because I want those kids to be able to go win, which is the right thing to do.
Well, absolutely. You put in a lot of work, and he put in a lot of time, effort, sweat, all of that above to make this the most successful program that Ole Miss has ever had, at least record-wise. And so, yeah, I think it's a good move. Yeah, Lane Kiffin, though, is hard to take sometimes because I heard in his press conference yesterday, he said, I didn't even know what my salary is. And I'm like, bull.
I almost believe that.
No, you don't. Please.
He said, I know it's going to be big, right?
Please.
He knows where he wanted to be. He knows,
He was more worried about NIL dollars.
I think that every coach is right now.
Well, sure, but please. You're going to tell me you don't know what the hell that is? Jason.
Did he know all the details of it? That's what his agent's for. Does he know he's going to be in the neighborhood he was in? Sure. But what matters to all these coaches right now, how much is going? Look at the BYU coach. BYU coach is getting a raise, but also an additional $10 to $15 million on top of the rev share from BYU for NIL stuff. Coaches need that kind of. That's what they're all looking for.
Well, sure, they're all looking for it, but then again, are you going to leave Ole Miss for the same amount you were making there? What if it was the same? I mean, paying you the same, and so you got more NIL dollars, and you're happy with that? No.
According to Paul Feinbaum, yes. It's what Feinbaum said is Ole Miss would have matched salary. Ole Miss can't match the resources that LSU can for that football program. That was the difference maker.
So with all the stuff that was out there about salaries, I just cry BS. There's no way he didn't know. I'm just going to LSU. I don't know what they're paying me, but I'm going there.
He said he knew it was going to be a lot.
I'm just saying. That kind of stuff just bothers me. It's like, come on, dude, please. Don't tell me that. You know you're going to get a lot of NIL dollars. You know you're going to get a hefty raise. So just say what it is. It's a great salary. I got a lot of money to spend. They'll give me this BS that you're like, I didn't even know what the salary was.
I mean, do you think Lane was there really going, you're offering 12.3, I need 13.4?
Well, his agent probably was, and I'm sure he was talking to Lane in the meantime.
I'm sure. I mean, I honestly, I think at that point it's so much money that you know where you're going to be. You have your goal. You're going to be one of the top 10, whatever it is. Just get in that neighborhood, and we're going to be fine.
So you think agents are just going to make a deal without telling you what that deal is?
No,
of course not.
I mean. But that was, he knew it was going to be a lot. That's why I say when he said it, I was like, yeah, right. But maybe when he got on the plane, he didn't know because it's the others, the coaches' salaries. How much are they getting there in the commitment from the university on the resources for the football program? I mean, you got a coach in BYU that is turning down Penn State because of the commitment that BYU is making for NIL, not to him. He was more worried about can they pony up more for their roster than what he's making. That's apparently what he is to say. I'll stay if you guys commit to the roster.
Well, that's fine, but you don't think Penn State's committing to the roster? And I think it's a hell of a lot easier to get players to go to Penn State for the same dollars as it would be to BYU. So I get it, but it's business. And there's no way anybody's going to convince me that Lane Kiffin didn't know what his salary was when he walked in on that plane or in that press conference. Because if he did, and the agent, I signed the deal for you. Here it is. Bull. There's no way. So that was a little hokey, and he's just yeah. Please, dude. You're right. Hey, agent, just whatever you think I'm worth, buddy, you sign that. Go ahead. Whatever. As long as they got NIL dollars, I don't care. Just whatever you think I'm worth.
He knew the neighborhood.
Well, he knew the amount. I promise you he knew the amount. So don't stand up there and just lie to me.
It's Lane Kiffin. He lies.
Well, he does. He does. And that's the only thing that bothered me. The hokey
Not calling Ed Ogeron. I'm channeling you.
Well, the hokey bit that he tries to pull off is just a little ridiculous. Some numbers coming out from the American Conference, from Charlotte in particular, and what they're raising for NIL dollars moving forward for their 2026 team. We're going to talk about that with J.J. Pettis coming up here at the bottom of the hour. In the meantime, Steve Sarkisian still politicking and whining a little bit about Texas getting into the playoffs. We're talking about it when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First of all, I want to brag about my Connecticut quality water softener. I love this thing. I really do. You know, sometimes you just feel good about what you've got in your house and what you're putting in your house. And this thing is just is head and shoulders above anything else that I've ever had or anything that I expected. I'll be honest, I was a skeptic when I got this thing. I didn't think it would be that much better, but man, I tell you what, it is. It is an incredible product, most popular water softener on the market. They've been serving San Antonio for over 50 years. All their products are made right here in the good old US of A, and I love the fact that you don't plug this thing in. It does not run on electricity, but it provides soft water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And right, they still got this deal going on where you buy a Connecticut quality water softener, they're going to give you a reverse osmosis drinking station that they'll install right there at your kitchen sink. I love this thing. It's like having bottled water at your kitchen sink. You don't have to buy bottled water ever again. It's right there at your kitchen sink in the turn of the faucet. They're also going to give you free money, 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. That's incredible. No interest for 12 months. You don't want to wait. Give them a call, 656-PURE, 656-7873, or you can get them online at ConnecticutSA.com. And you know the jingle? Sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Thursday night at 7:15. The Cowboys are in the Motor City, taking on the Detroit Lions at Ford Field. Pre-game at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam.
How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Whoa, more fiber?
What?
Down here, buddy. It's me, your spoon. Constipation with belly pain still coming back?
Yeah.
Talk to your doctor. It could be irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, but Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
As a fan, you know all the important sports cliches. And when you save money by bundling your home and auto with Progressive, you can get out there and give it 110%, even though that's mathematically impossible. And remember, failure is not an option. Well, it's always an option, just not a good one. But you're not worried because you've got ice in your veins. You're on fire. How can both of those things be true at the same time? Well, that's between you and your doctor. So get out there and leave it all on the field. Leave what? Who cares? Just leave it and save with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Over 3 million Texans struggle with diabetes. They're our neighbors, teachers, doctors and nurses, police officers, and often our family members. Across every walk of life, Texans may be fighting a serious health battle, but there's hope for a cure. Right now, when you make a donation to HelpStopDiabetes.com, Thomas J. Henry will generously match your donation, with all proceeds supporting the American Diabetes Association. Because when we take care of each other, we take care of Texas. Please, make your donation today. Visit HelpStopDiabetes.com.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
How's the heating and AC at your house? If you've got any issues, you've got to call Right Home Services. Veteran owned and operated, they've been serving San Antonio for more than 45 years now. They're certified, background checked, and highly trained professionals. And right now, Right Home Services has a great special. This is for a whole home AC system replacement, $79.99 right now. The number's 210-444-0000, Right Home Services.
The right stuff. Give it up for Chicago.
Sebastian Maniscalco's new stand-up special, It Ain't Right, is now streaming on Hulu.
30 years ago, Jeff Bezos, complete nerd. Bezos now ripped to shreds on his super yacht, and the boxes keep coming.
Watch Sebastian Maniscalco, It Ain't Right, now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus for bundle subscribers. Terms apply.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle, the playoff. Well, we got our rankings. Are they right? And what could happen? Did the Spurs take care of business? And oh, by the way, the Cowboys play in about 36 hours. We got a lot to talk about. Get here early. The party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It's that time of year, Jason. Just got a tweet from 247 Sports. UTSA edge Damian Wemby plans to enter the transfer portal. Got 11 tackles this year. 265-pound guy, an 88 rating in the 2023 class. So I'm sure we're going to be seeing a lot of that stuff, hopefully back and forth. But Damian Wemby plans to enter the portal.
You know, it's that time of year.
It is.
We'll talk some UTSA coming up with J.J. Perez about portals, about funding, where UTSA is at, especially after you heard what Charlotte announced late yesterday in their fundraising efforts. And, you know, I just noticed, 3 years ago today, according to my Facebook memories, I was at the Alamo Dome as UTSA was celebrating their back-to-back conference championship.
Wow.
And that's the standard at UTSA.
It is.
And, you go up to Austin, their standard, being in the playoffs every year. Now, this year, look at the rankings as we sit right now, knowing that in about 2 hours, we're going to get the new rankings. I don't expect to see Texas amongst the teams that would be in the playoffs. Although Sark is doing everything he can to change that committee's mind. This was Sark today on Sirius XM Radio.
Nobody that's being considered for the college football playoff has a better strength of schedule than ours. We're number 5 in strength of schedule overall, and no other school from Ohio State down has a better strength of schedule than we do. Then the second bullet point is head-to-head competition. There's 2 teams that are essentially above the line right now that we've beaten head-to-head, and there's a third team that is right where we are that we've beaten head-to-head. And then I look at, in the SEC, there's 4 7-1 teams right now, and then there's 3 6-2 teams. We beat the other 2 6-2 teams head-to-head. We're the first team to beat 3 top 10 ranked teams in the same season during the regular season since Joe Burrow and LSU in 2019. So there's been a lot of really good teams. We played 5 top 10 ranked teams this season. The next closest team of all those schools I'm talking about in the CFP has played 2. We played 5. So are we looking at quality of the teams that you play and how do you play against those quality opponents? And we went 3-2. And yes, we stubbed our toe at Florida in our SEC opener. But from that moment on, we go 6-1. And of the 7 games we play, 4 of those games are against top 10 ranked teams in America. That other teams have played an entire schedule, still haven't played 4, never mind 3. Most of them played 2, 1, or none. And we go 3-1 in those games. And so to me, that's my point. And I get it. We scheduled Ohio State. We went and played that game. We lose 14-7. We get stopped inside the 5-yard line twice on 2 4th downs. We outgain them by nearly 200 yards. We lose 14-7. We lost the game. But they've beaten every other team they played on their schedule by 3 scores. And so at that point, it's like, why do we even play that game? Because if we're a 10-2 team right now that played 4 top 10 ranked opponents with 3 wins still in the top 10, we're not even having a discussion right now. We're probably ranked 6th in the country in the CFP. We're not having a discussion. So my point is, why the hell am I going to play that game next year? For what? What good does it do me?
That's been the argument that I've heard not only from Sark but from a lot of people that there'll be a lot of this cutting out of the big games and how that will hurt college football. Because I saw something earlier that game between Ohio State and Texas set records, ratings wise, and so I hear the argument. I hear the argument all over the place. But again, what bothers me about Sark is I don't care what stats you had against Ohio State, and nobody else does either. Nobody gives a damn what your stats were. the final score, you lost 14-7. It was a good game, and I don't think that game hurts them, but the Florida one does. Not to mention the fact that you need overtime to beat Kentucky. You need overtime to beat Mississippi State. I mean, and UTEP was a hell of a game until the end.
Now, again, their strength of schedule, one of the metrics, and that's one of the things that is this committee is set to meet tonight, and then, of course, next week when they determine the actual playoff. There are certain metrics that they are supposed to go on, more so than just, quote-unquote, the eye test or, you and I sitting here. Because, look, I'm a Longhorn fan. I don't think they should be in the playoffs this year. Everything Sark said, yeah, you're right. But you know what? You also lost some games. And in a couple of your wins, you were lucky as hell to get those wins. You won.
Yep.
And, again, I can't be mad that you won. But when I look now, I'm looking at body of work, which is what the committee is supposed to be looking at, not how great are you playing right now. Right now, they are a better team than they were in September. Right now, they're playing as a better team than they did in October. But strength of schedule is one of those metrics that is supposed to carry a lot of weight within the committee. You'll hear all the guys on ESPN talking about that tonight. And, when they play these clips from Sark, and again, Sark's not just campaigning in a way with these talking points just to blow smoke and look at a resume. Those are all talking points to get the yellow highlighter out about the metrics the committee says they are evaluating and studying and discussing behind closed doors. Very, very well done, PR-driven talking points from Sark and everybody at UT. But to the point of, oh, crap, Alabama today in South Florida, they're moving their 2026 game to 2032. Alabama is replacing South Florida with Chattanooga. And they've also added a home game in 2026 with East Carolina because they're seeing what is happening to Texas right now and saying, well, we don't want that to happen to us. And that happened today. And if Texas is left out, and they should be left out, I think you're going to see more of those bigger non-conference games get pushed by the wayside because the metrics that the committee is looking at are what they are, but wins and losses matter more.
Well, I think that was
going to wins.
I thought that was going to happen anyway. They're going to 9 SEC games. So, and you schedule an Ohio State or a tougher school along with a SEC schedule, that's tough enough. So I think you're going to see a lot of these doing it. I'm not sure that has a lot to do with Texas because we don't know if Texas is going to make it or not. We have no clue whether they're going to make it or not. It's going to be hard for me to see a 7-3 Texas if they happen to beat out, an 8-2 team that is in the SEC. It would be very difficult to justify that.
I would look at, like, if Oklahoma somehow gets in, well, and this is Miami's argument, too, at Notre Dame. Miami beat Notre Dame head-to-head. That is one of the things that the committee is supposed to look at, head-to-head competition. Their principles. Strength of schedule is number 1. Head-to-head competition is number 2. Number 3, comparative outcomes of common opponents.
If there's any way Texas can get in, the committee will put them in because of Arch Manning and because they're the University of Texas.
Yeah, they're good for TV ratings.
I'm just saying they will do it if there's any way that they can possibly get it done. So we'll see what happens with the poll tonight, and then the final one is on Sunday. We'll know exactly who is in the playoff chase. Let's talk a little UTSA football with J.J. Pettis. He covers the UTSA Roadrunners on a daily basis, and see if he's got some info on this Charlotte thing and what UTSA is doing NIL-wise and what's happening with the coaching staff. We'll do that when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Let's talk about Stevens Roofing and Solar, though. I love Stevens Roofing and Solar, and I'll tell you why. They're a family-owned company. They're a local company. Been in business here in San Antonio since 1983. That's incredible and should tell you everything you need to know about the reliability and the reputation of this company. 1983, just think about that for a minute. It means they're doing it right. And you don't stay in business that long if you're not doing it right. Stevens Roofing and Solar is doing it right. And they've gone into the solar business. If you've been thinking about solar panels on your home, well, call Stevens Roofing and Solar at 210-785-0994 and talk to them. See what they can do, what kind of plan they can map out, and exactly what you want to do and how they can get that done. They'll work with you, that's for sure. If you think there's something wrong with your roof and you want to get that checked out, they'll come out, they'll do it for free. They'll check and make sure that everything is okay. You can't go wrong with Stevens Roofing and Solar. Give them a call, 210-785-0994, or you can get them online at stevensroofing.net.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to USASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an audience national contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
Listen up, San Antonio. At University of Maryland Global Campus, you can get college credit for the stripes you've earned. Turn your military rank into college credit to save time and money on an online degree. Eligible enlisted service members and previously enlisted veterans may receive up to 12 credits for select undergraduate courses based on their rank, and up to 90 credits in total for prior learning, military experience, and training. Classes start soon. Learn more at umgc.edu/SATX.
By texting 24700, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from J. Crew Factory. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at jcrew.com.
At J.Crew Factory, Black Friday starts now. Come shop in store for 50 to 70% off everything, plus tons of limited time deals. You'll find the lowest price of the year on festive pajama pants for the family, all just $19.95, plus sweaters from $34.95 and so much more. Get in the spirit at J.Crew Factory, where you'll love our exclusive collection of classic styles for the whole family at prices that can't be beat. And today, save even more. Just text GIFTING to 24700 to receive an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or more at your nearest J. Crew Factory store. Visit jcrewfactory.com to find your nearest San Antonio area store today. But first, get an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or more when you text GIFTING to 24700. Text GIFTING to 24700 to get your $25 off coupon. That's GIFTING to 24700. See a store associate for details.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-1783. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-1783. That's 800-575-1783. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Football season is in full swing, and Underdog's the best place to get in on all the action. You can make picks and win money right now in the great state of Texas. Playing on Underdog, it's so easy. You pick whether you're
Sports, who joins us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. It could almost spin the wheel to decide what topic we want to start with, but I want to start with offensive coordinator. Seeing some things on Twitter that the UTSA offensive coordinator, who was under fire all season long, could be joining Will Stein at the University of Kentucky. What are you hearing?
Well, I reached out to all my trusted sources, right? And there is a lot of smoke out there, but, I wasn't able to confirm any reports as of today, right? I think that's something to certainly keep watch of. Justin Burke has been much maligned as UTSA's offensive coordinator, but I think if you look at some of the numbers of the last few years, they've actually been pretty decent with this offense. So this year, notwithstanding, I think they took a step back with their production, but I do think they ended up with like a top 50 offense, which if you think about how the season started, is pretty incredible. But, we're in this position here because another former offensive coordinator, Will Stein, got promoted from Oregon offensive coordinator to the Kentucky head coach job. So, yeah, it's just the world of the G5. We'll see how it goes. The day before signing day, too, right? So it's pretty interesting timing. So we'll see how UTSA is able to adapt and overcome that kind of challenge.
Well, yeah, that's interesting. And look, JJ, if Justin Burke is going, just your feeling, would that be his doing? Has Coach Traylor given any indication that he would be willing to make a change there at offensive coordinator?
Yeah, I think Jeff Traylor has been pretty straightforward and transparent that he did not want to make a change, right? Who knows what the end of the season brings? I know every end of the season is kind of a little bit different. You take a step back and you evaluate things, but he went on the record several times this year, once emphatically saying he was not planning on making any in-season changes. So we'll see. I don't know. If you're asking me what my gut says, maybe it was a mutual parting of ways if it does happen, but I don't know that it's happened yet. So it's hard to say, but I'm sure there'll be some candidates for Jeff to kind of comb through if that's what he wants to do. And I think there's a few guys on the current staff that may be kind of in that position as well.
Yeah, one of them whose dad's got a big playoff game for Alamo Heights this week. But we'll see. And again, Jeff Traylor defended his guy throughout the season, which I expect, and never said we'll evaluate at the end of the year, which sometimes could be the kiss of death. And it might be, dude, if you find another job, take it, because I really don't want to fire you. and maybe ultimately, I don't know, we'll find out. Jeff Traylor will be on the Blitz tomorrow at 5:15, shortly after he does a press conference to talk about National Signing Day. And it's interesting because all these other schools in the American getting more and more money. Charlotte, of all places, they announced they are trying to raise $5 million. That's their goal for roster construction for the 2026 football team. According to them and their reports, right now they're at $3.3 million raised. So, they've got to come up with a little bit more to get to that $5 million goal. But their roster valuation this year was $1.4 million, give or take. And their coach has a great video out trying to get people to rally the troops to raise money. And I kind of think about everything that Jeff Traylor constantly says and trying to rally the troops. And I think, where is the support from the university? What are you hearing about Dr. Amy or Lisa Campos helping Jeff Traylor out with the money needed to field a competitive roster?
It's strange, right? Because I'm not hearing much, and it's not because we're burying our heads over here. I ask everybody every time I see them, and I'm around a lot. So we asked Jeff Traylor on the record last week, hey, what, they were playing another school with, or they had just come off playing another school. South Florida had just said they're going to max out their stuff, their rev share number next season. So it's like, hey, where's UTSA at? He hadn't heard anything, which is strange, right? Because they're signing a full class this week. So it's an uphill challenge. It's hard. They're hitting fundraising walls, and they're relying on the school, I think, to pitch in and help them out. And I don't know that we know exactly what their plan to do is there and what their number is. I've heard some things, and everything I've heard leads me to believe that UTSA is either towards the bottom half or near the bottom of the American Conference and what they can do. So I think it's pretty frustrating for Jeff, obviously, but I don't think they're that far off. Like, they don't have to get to where everybody else is at. I think if they're just get a little bit closer, that'll go a long way to help things for them.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see, because everybody in the American or several of the top schools, and I know the Memphis, Tulane, those schools, North Texas, look, those schools are going to always have more money, I think, than UTSA, at least in the near future. But it's frustrating, and I think for fans too, JJ, and the fact that we hear Jeff talking about this, and we know the situation in San Antonio is not like it is in other places. But it'd be nice to know. And Minix has talked about competitive advantage, and I understand that. But if we only knew and said, hey, we're at this like Charlotte did. We're at this. We need to get to this. Help us out. I don't know. Might help.
Yeah, I think transparency would be great. I think they're worried about it being negatively the impact towards recruiting and how the program would be perceived. And you're right. It's not just, the big schools you mentioned with the higher budgets. I know Rice is doing more. Temple is doing more. North Texas is doing more. Those are teams UTSA should be on par with, and I don't know that they're going to be able to get on par with those. But like I said, if they could get closer to where they're not near the bottom, I think it'll go a long way to kind of ease some of the frustrations and tensions surrounding this conversation.
JJ Perez from Inside Runner Sports joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. I truly have no idea how much UTSA's roster valuation, if that's the right terminology, was this year. I believe in one of the press conferences early last week, where Jeff Traylor for the first time, I think, said an actual number, and that was about get to $4 million, which is where they probably need to be in. And I'm looking around, does 4 need to be 5 if Charlotte is going to 5? It kind of feels like UTSA at one point was middle of the pack in the conference, and now they're down near the bottom, although they don't tell us, so you're just going by guesses based on all kinds of reporting out there. Is that a fair assessment with what you're hearing as well? They're kind of at the bottom.
So what Jeff said a few weeks ago was North Texas came out saying they're trying to get to $4 million next year. And he said he believed that will be the bottom of the conference, like the minimum of what it'll take. There's a number out there that UTSA has to hit. It's like $10 million over 3 years because of the way the House settlement was. So if you do the math, my guess would be $2 million or under of what this current roster was. That's a guess. I don't know that for a fact. And if you just take that and subtract the $10 million you have to hit over the next 2 years, that tells you where UTSA needs to be next year, right? So how do they get there? What are the things they need to do? It could be an uphill battle if you look at it, at big chunks at a time. So I think at the end of the day, it's going to come down to, can the university come through for them? What will the UT system pitch in to help? And all of that really will go a long way to kind of ease the tension surrounding this topic.
JJ, that's a great point that you brought up about the UT system, because South Florida, I understand there were a lot of Florida schools, I guess, or the Florida system pitched in some money to help them out with some things. And I'm just wondering, because we were talking about that when we heard that news, that, why? How about the University of Texas kicking in some money, or the system kicking in some money? Is that a possibility? And do you know if I don't know, Lisa Campos or President Amy have asked for that?
Yeah, I know that for sure is a possibility, right? I think what South Florida does, which is kind of brilliant, is they don't pay for their scholarships. I think Jeff's mentioned this on your show and some other shows out there and with us in the media. So that kind of frees up, the scholarships for football actually come from the system, right? So that's a high-level political conversations with, representatives and chancellors and the presidents of schools. So I don't know for a fact either way, but I think that's where this is all trending towards, right, eventually. So if UTSA has to keep up, that's what they're going to need to get from.
JJ, as we all try to unpack this, right, and how it all works, there's NIL money and then there's rev share money. And we know that to be in the American, they've got to spend of the rev share dollars, $10 million over 3 years, right, to stay in the American. That's the rule in the American minimum. Is that, and I guess we'll start with President Amy and then Dr. Campos, is that money from the university that is coming from the university, or money that has to go get raised by somebody? And then if, say Dr. Amy says, okay, we've got to come up with this 10, Lisa, go get that money raised, and if you're short, we'll cover you. Is that kind of how that works, and is that the way you understand how that works?
So the way I understand it is it's a total pot, right? And that much has to be spent on rev share, whether it's NIL, revenue sharing. I think there's a couple of other buckets you could pitch in. Alston money, cost of attendance. I'm not too sure about the details, right? But it's essentially one big pot that they assign towards roster management, right? So it's easy to get lost in the minutia, the weeds, the details, and they have the ability, the school, the athletic department has the ability to assign funds pretty much to if they need to hit this number. So it'll just be a matter of how do you get there. You have a finite amount of money, a pool of money to operate your athletic department. So if you have to do so much for this, well, you have to go up and make the shortfall from somewhere else. You have to make it up, whether that's donations or reducing costs in other areas. So it's a lot of stuff to unpack. It's very complicated. I know they have a good CFO who's been he was gone and now he's back. So hopefully they could work some magic and help out the football team and the rest of the programs that are kind of struggling. The basketball team's in a similar situation. So we'll see if they can navigate this new world of college athletics.
Well, JJ, I know after you sent out your tweet about Charlotte and what they're doing and some of the other schools, our good friend Don Harris was pretty scathing in response to that. I don't know if you saw it or not, but saying that the administration doesn't support football. I'm paraphrasing, obviously, and I'm kind of on the side of on his side in a way. What do you know about President Amy's support for athletics at UTSA?
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far in my view. Look, I talked to President Amy on Saturday at length before the game. I talked to Lisa Campos quite frequently. It's just the program has grown so much under their tenure. Like, there's no denying how they've taken this program to the next level. But with that, you have some growing pains, right? I think there are some fair questions about how they manage this budget, how they field donations and raise money as compared to their peers. I think it's clear they're obviously lagging behind in certain areas. They're ahead in other areas, right? So how do they make up that difference? And I think it's like most things, it's probably somewhere in the middle, right? I don't think they don't care, but some of their hands are tied, and there's going to be a point in time where they really have to decide if, are they going to be able to invest in this the way it should be, and can they make those moves financially to lead to success, because the goalpost only keeps moving.
Well, they
every
do.
year.
And JJ, as we visit with JJ Perez from Inside Runner Sports, I think, based on Don's tweet, some of the things, starting with the president, it feels like he talks a good game, but when I look around at these other universities like South Florida, like Charlotte, just yesterday, North Texas, you see the commitment coming from the president and the athletic director that they're doing everything to help their coach out. When I look at UTSA, I don't see that. It's certainly not from Dr. Amy. When it comes to spending money, he always has really good answers that don't really answer anything. Says he loves football, but is he going to put his money where his mouth is? And we haven't seen that yet. And I think because you're always hearing Jeff Traylor talking about it, feels like Jeff Traylor is tasked with coaching a football team and raising all the money. It probably isn't a fair statement for me to say it that way, but that's the perception I get from UTSA, which is where I think Don Harris probably looking at the same thing, saying the administration isn't giving Jeff Traylor the support.
I mean, a lot of that is fair, and it's fair game. And I mean, honestly, Jeff is kind of the first guy through the door, and that guy usually gets bloodied pretty bad, right? So he's the guy on the front porch banging the drum, trying to get. I mean, a lot of people take Jeff Traylor's comments as begging fans for money, but he's probably really talking to his administration and the high money donors out there. And to Jeff's credit, he's a heck of a fundraiser. He's done a lot himself to really, really help UTSA's athletic program as a whole. So he just needs a little help. It's not a lot of help, but if he could he needs a lot of help to get to where the other schools are. But if he could just get a little bit more help, I think he sees he could work with that, and that's kind of where the frustration is. Because as much as I think last year we were talking, holy smokes, last year Memphis had a $5 million roster. This year South Florida has an $8 or $10 million roster, and next year South Florida is going to have a $20 million roster.
Yeah.
So every year it's going to keep going that way, and it's going to be harder and harder for UTSA to keep up. So at some point, UTSA is going to spend the money. To Jeff's point, why not do it now and try to have some success in the interim?
Well, I agree with that. I really do. It's a frustrating thing, I know, for him, and you cover him. You hear the same thing we do, and I think for fans too, because you're right. They hear Jeff Traylor talking about it, and they think, well, look, we're doing all we can. But, and I think you're right. Traylor's not talking to us necessarily. He's talking to the president, and he's talking to big money donors, and in that. It's going to be interesting to see. And we'll get some answers tomorrow with the first signing day.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Early signing day tomorrow. I think we're going to get around 20 players. So check out Inside Runner Sports. We'll have all the news and details on everybody who's coming.
Absolutely. I know we don't have time to get into, although I don't think it's all official yet because we're already up against the time wall.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a busy night for you trying to keep track of who he actually lands and who we think could end up landing here, and do they actually do it? And then, of course, already some reports from some UTSA players planning to hit the portal because it's that fun time of year.
Yep. Never stops, guys. I appreciate you having me on.
Appreciate it. JJ Perez from Inside Runner Sports here on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com. And again, I'm reading the tweet right now, first conference championship game contested between two departing coaches since 2012 when North Texas takes on Tulane on Friday. And I think, those are two programs. South Florida has committed. Memphis has committed a lot of money, and their coaches are still bouncing. Jeff Traylor chose to stay here. You would think Dr. Amy would do more to make sure he does continue to want to stay here.
Look, they're smart people, and obviously, but I wonder if there is, and bringing up that South Florida story, Jason, as we did last week, and then how about the University of Texas system? Can they do something similar to that? I'd really like to know the answer to that. We'll certainly ask Jeff Traylor that question tomorrow and see what kind of answers he has.
Well, and again, Dr. Amy just got a 37% raise.
True.
Now, granted, they added another university, but they were able to find that money. And isn't it Dr. Amy then to go campaign to the Board of Regents to get more help?
Yeah.
Has he done that?
That's a good question. Good questions all, and we'll continue to follow that. Again, Jeff Traylor will join us here on the Blitz tomorrow, 5:15, to talk about his recruiting class. And, obviously we're going to talk money and NIL as well. We're going to do all of that. We got a lot to do. When we come back, we're going to give away some tickets to Queen's Reich at the Aztec Theater, December the 13th. We'll do that when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding 281 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
A product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
Talk about stepping up. Bang! Bang! It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh.
Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install a Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hola, mi esposo se lastimó en un accidente ayer. ¿Me puede ayudar?
Claro que sí. Estamos aquí para servirle.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7. Our team of Texas attorneys has been helping people injured in car, truck, or 18-wheeler wrecks for more than 25 years. And there's no fee unless we win. Y hablamos español. If you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
San Antonio Spurs return to action tonight. They're back home inside the Frost Bank Center. They'll take on the Memphis Grizzlies. Tip-off there set for 7 o'clock. The injury report, no Wemby, no Stephon Castle or Jordan McLaughlin. BYU head coach Kalani Sitake has informed Penn State he's staying at BYU thanks to Crumble Cookies. Lots happening in the college football world.
SportsCenter brought to you by Centergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowteam.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Oh, I hope it's been a great Tuesday for all of you out there. Thank you so much for stopping by here, spending some time with us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. And I know you're doing great. If you're getting off work at 5 o'clock, congrats. Your Tuesday's over. You're going to slide right into hump day.
A little premature on that.
I'm Joe Reinagel. He's Jason Minix.
The enthusiasm.
Hump day. Well, it's not hump day yet.
Day?
I got to, When it's hump day, I'll be excited. We're not over with our day yet. We still have a little while to go.
Got an hour to go.
That's it.
Are you watching the clock?
No, I'm not. But I'm happy for everybody else that if you get off at 5 o'clock. Some people do. Some people don't. I don't know. Happy for those.
It's crazy. We get off work and there's people still at work.
I guess there is.
I mean, it's crazy how, including one James Pledger, he wants his attaboy. Yeah, he's at work.
Well, that's good. You got a show tonight, Pledge? All right. So that's good.
Think about Pledge gets here before us and stays much later.
Well, that's good. He should do that. He's young. We're old.
You're old.
Yeah, well, so are you, buddy.
Well, not compared to you.
Well, See, I could say that. I'm not as old as, I don't know, compared to somebody else.
There's two people in this building that are older than you. And one's about to retire.
I know. He's still the boss, I guess, for the time being, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He retired, didn't he?
Who?
Yeah, but he
Joe?
went back to work.
Yeah, but I didn't. Yeah, technically, I guess.
He retired from that gig.
So, the word retire is a nice word, I think, because I say, I quit. So I don't know. It is. No, it's retire's a good word. We'll do that.
When you plan your life to retire twice, you've done it right.
I think so.
Yeah, I think about my dad. Retired from the Army, then worked at the post office, then retired from the post office. And hell, he was making more money per month not working than while he was working. It's crazy how that works.
Well, those high school football coaches that leave the public schools and go get a job at a private school.
Oh, yeah.
They're double dipping over there. So that's good, and good for them.
Well, and the double dipping part just sounds bad. But work the system.
No, it's all legal.
Oh, absolutely.
All perfect.
Absolutely double dipping. Nobody likes to double dip. If you got your salsa bowl around and you're sharing, you don't want to double dip.
I'd like to double dip. I have no problem with that, especially if it's cash.
Well, yeah.
No problem with that. It's going to be interesting. I noticed on ESPN a few minutes ago on the TV here in the studio, Jason, that they were comparing Texas and Miami record-wise. Obviously, Miami's only got 2 losses and Texas with 3, but I found it interesting. There's a little a little battle going on between Steve Sarkisian and Mario Cristobal, the head coach of the Miami Hurricane. Have you seen this?
Is it real?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. On 3 is tweeting this out. Brett McMurphy reposted it. Sarkisian was critical of Miami. I guess they threw a late touchdown against Pittsburgh, and so he was critical. Well, Cristobal responded to that, and he said, "quote That's funny. We had one common opponent. Florida dominated Texas 29-21, a team we beat convincingly 26-7. That settles that debate."
I mean, he's not wrong. I like how Sark's like, we stubbed our toe, and they did. They played an awful game, and
they did,
and they lost, and that's going to keep them out of the playoffs. It quite frankly, it should. They've got 3 losses on the year. They've got 2 wins that Kentucky and Mississippi State that let's see, if you were doing an eyeball test, you'd be like 20-80. Like they were fuzzy.
Overtime,
right?
Both of those games.
And so like if they dominated those games, like I agree with everything Sark has said, right? Except you got 3 losses.
Yeah.
And I would love to see my Longhorns get into the playoffs. I don't think they're a playoff team. The committee, if they put them in, I'll be thrilled. And if they go win a national championship, I'll erase every record of me ever. But they have no business being in. Alabama, they've got 2 losses on the year. One's a bad one, right?
Sure.
But they only have 2. I think everybody gets a mulligan in today's world of college athletics. And next year when we're at 16 teams, this isn't a debate. But this year there's only 12. And I know when they were talking about 4 to go to 6 or 8, I thought 8 would have been the right number. Because if you're bitching and arguing about spots 9, 10, 11, and 12, really? Right? I mean, to get a playoff game to get waxed by whoever, I mean, I've seen Ohio State and Texas once this year. It was a good game, but Ohio State won that game. And the way Ohio State's playing right now, I just this year, Sark, take the L and have fun at the Gator Bowl, man.
Maybe so. Well, yeah, because one of those spots is going to go to Tulane or North Texas, and then you've got some other stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. I just think that. Depending on how – I didn't think they took the conference games as seriously as maybe they do. If Alabama loses that game to Georgia, I mean, they'll have 3 losses. How much does that count against them? I don't think it should, but because it's an extra game that they have to play that nobody else has to play. So it's going to be interesting to see come Sunday what the final tally is. And again, I'll say it right now, Jason, it would not surprise me somehow, some way to see Texas sneak into the college football playoffs.
Well, and again, Vegas is, well, kind of suggesting that because everything that Sark is saying, well-detailed talking points, PR, crisis management, whatever they've done. They've looked at the rules that the committee is supposed to be following, and they're hitting all those bullet points. And, you know, hey, Alabama, dude, you guys lost to Florida State. That's actually worse than losing to Florida.
Yeah.
But how many losses do they have? And that's where I think that will bite Texas. You know, FanDuel has Texas right now to make the college football playoff at plus 590. DraftKings doesn't even have Texas listed.
Oh, wow.
And so Vegas, they're not even on the same page as far as what's going to happen or not. Would I be surprised? It's a TV show. This is a made-for-TV product. The Longhorns are going to bring viewers to the TV, right? They're great matchups. Arch Manning, Sark. I mean, they're good for television.
Yeah.
You know, in a lot of ways, you know, they're NFL teams, the Cowboys, the Chiefs. I mean, you know, they're going to be on prime time a lot because of the logo and not necessarily the quality of team. Now, I can say all of this as a Longhorn fan. The way the Longhorns played in November, they look like a playoff team. They look like a team that could be dangerous if they get in. The question is, should they be allowed in?
That's a fair point, and that's why it's a season deal, though. I mean, you got to win all season long. Not, unfortunately, it's not like the NFL where you can sneak in if you're the hottest team, like the New York Giants were back in the day, sneaking in as a wild card and winning the whole thing. They just got hot at the right time. If Texas can get in, yeah, I think they can win a game or two. Can they go all the way? Maybe. But it's going to be interesting to see if they get in. And, again, it will not surprise me to see Texas sneak into this thing. I just think for all the reasons you just said, it is a TV show. There are ratings to be had. And can you imagine a Texas, maybe a rematch with Texas A&M or a Texas Tech? And it would be interesting, and it would be a lot of fun. And there'd be a lot of eyeballs on that game. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Look, we're in the talk show business.
Absolutely.
Let them in. The content would be incredible.
It would be incredible. No doubt about
and they'll
it.
Either win and birds up to everybody on their way to winning a natty. And I want them in. I've got a betting slip from Circa Las Vegas that they're going to win the national championship. It's still on my fridge. I almost threw it away after the Florida game, but
glad you didn't.
I'm glad I didn't.
You never know.
But you know, at the same time, and if they get blown out, then everybody say, see, they didn't belong there to begin with, which we're going to have in the playoffs, you know, like SMU last year.
Yes.
Or Boise State.
It's going to happen just because, and expect more of that next year when they expand to 16 teams. So it's going to be fun. The debate will continue. We got a poll coming out tonight, and then the final one is on Sunday afternoon. In the meantime, though, we got a pair of tickets to go see Queen's Reich live December 13th at the Aztec Theater. And, of course, if you don't win your tickets with us, you can always get them at livenation.com. What are you thinking, Jason, number-wise?
9.
210-656-3776, 656-ESPN, caller number 9. You'll get a pair of tickets to go see Queen's Reich. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're having any issues at your house with your plumbing or your AC, maybe your heater, you need to call Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC at 210-651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. No commission, sales reps. They'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau, and at Quartermoon, they are green certified. Call them 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and AARP Texas are sending Cowboy fans to Jerry World to see America's team play all season long. How do you get in on the action? Head to SASportsStar.com now and register to win. SASportsStar.com. Live it up with the boys in the Big D from AARP Texas and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level, and the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Welcome to Cricket Wireless. Santa?
I've got to get Mrs. Claus a gift or I'm in a whole lot of trouble.
How about a single unlimited line? Only $35, plus a free Moto G 5G.
Dude, you're a lifesaver. Here, take a present.
Says it's for Timmy in Des Moines.
Never heard of him.
Join Cricket Nation and get a single line for $35 per month, plus a free Moto G 5G. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. Requires activation of new line on select unlimited plan or higher. Pay $40 first month. New lines only. First month service charge and tax to its sale fees. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. See cricketwireless.com for details.
Hey, listen up, San Antonio. Many of the successes you've had began with a great opportunity. Now, here's another one. Get started on your degree or certificate in San Antonio. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs, faster onboarding, and more from University of Maryland Global Campus. Get personalized local support services and take online or hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
By texting 24700, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from J.Crew Factory. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at jcrew.com.
At J.Crew Factory, Black Friday starts now. Come shop in store for 50 to 70% off everything, plus tons of limited time deals. You'll find the lowest price of the year on festive pajama pants for the family, all just $19.95, plus sweaters from $34.95 and so much more. Get in the spirit at J.Crew Factory, where you'll love our exclusive collection of classic styles for the whole family at prices that can't be beat. And today, save even more. Just text GIFTING to 24700 to receive an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or more at your nearest J.Crew Factory store. Visit jcrewfactory.com to find your nearest San Antonio area store today. But first, get an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or more when you text GIFTING to 24700. Text GIFTING to 24700 to get your $25 off coupon. That's GIFTING to 24700. See a store associate for details.
On the job, every minute counts. That's why Lowe's now has ProBlock Quick Dry Primer, expertly manufactured by Sherwin-Williams. Engineered for pros to dry fast and go on smooth for virtually flawless results that keep your job moving. It's available in oil and water-based, and getting it is easy. Order online by 2 p.m. and get free same-day delivery right to your job site. Lowe's, we help, you save. Orders placed after 2 p.m. will be delivered next day. Valid in select zip codes. Subject to driver availability. More terms apply.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyer4us.com.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer goes one-on-one and has some fun with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
There's nothing more frustrating than passwords and password, directives where you have to change the passwords. I mean, my password is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, that's a good one to have. But our stupid work won't let you do that as a password. It's like, oh, you can't use that.
You idiots.
You can't. Yeah, you got to.
Yeah, we're different here with the Cowboys. That works perfectly fine.
You got to keep it kissed. We got
it, Coach.
Keep it simple. Keep it simple, boys.
Brian Schottenheimer's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game, Friday mornings, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
I'm AJ Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. Join me and Rob Thompson tomorrow morning at 6. Your early morning wake-up call on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Dude, that's a hell of a deal there. I just got a video from my my little brother. Some dude ate a 72-ounce steak in 6 minutes and 30 seconds.
Now, it's from the Big Texan up there in Amarillo. And this place is famous. And they have that 72-ounce steak challenge. I've seen this before. I can't believe that guy finished all of that.
6 minutes and 32 seconds. Apparently, it's a new world record, apparently, according to the video. But it looks fantastic, and I'd love to go to that place because I bet they have a damn good steak there. But 6 minutes and 30 seconds to eat 72 ounces of steak.
When you first showed me that, I knew exactly where it was. Like I said, I would not try it. Although, according to their website, the 72-ounce steak challenge, if you finish it, all your meal is free. And it's not just the steak.
No.
You get, it's a steak, shrimp cocktail, salad, and a baked potato in a roll, right?
You got to eat all of that.
You got to eat all of that. And you get 1 hour to do it. Now, when they serve you the steak, it says you get to take one bite to make sure the steak is to your satisfaction. Once you say yes, they start the timer. If any of the meal is not consumed, they swallowed, you lose. If you get sick in the middle of it, you lose. But you have to pay the full amount up front. If you win, they refund you 100%. Okay? If you do not win the steak challenge, you're welcome to take the leftovers with you. All right? It's $72.
That's a hell of a deal.
$72. Now, I'm looking at their 16-ounce ribeyes like $50. So $72 for a steak, baked potato, salad and roll, and shrimp cocktail. That's probably $100 at most places.
Oh, but probably
right?
more than that,
right? I mean, I say I'm not going to say like a Ruth's Chris or a J Prime. I mean,
right.
It's not that fancy of a place. But for $72 with a 72-ounce steak, I'll take 3 bites, call myself a loser, and then feed the family for $72
no
because
kidding.
If we all went, and everybody ordered their own entree, you're looking at $150, $200.
Sure.
Right? Or I can get the $72 steak, and we'll share because there would be leftovers for me. Now, Pledge might be able to do this. Oh, Pledge, you think you could do this?
I really want to. I've seen these challenges multiple times. And I know how I can also eat sometimes. So, yeah, I think I could do it.
You know, we should start a GoFundMe page for Pledge, get him the $72 and see if he can get it done.
I'd record it.
I mean,
this could be a challenge.
I don't know who wants to watch me eat because it's not.
Nobody wants to watch.
It's not pretty, but I consume quickly.
No, you eat like a dog that hadn't eaten in a while. You got to enjoy it. It's a 72-ounce steak.
Well,
I do enjoy it.
You got an hour. I'm telling you. Now I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, and I love steak, and but dude.
Yeah,
no.
12 ounces. Right?
If it took me an hour, I wouldn't be able to finish it because I get full if I slow down.
So you'd have to go fast.
Yeah, but that's how I eat.
Would you be like feeding an 8-year-old and cut it all up and just go bite by bite, or would you cut your bites as you're eating it? Because I know you would hurt yourself.
Yeah, I'd probably cut as I ate. The thing that I do, I'd probably start with the shrimp cocktail just because it's quick. Move on to the baked potato, Like the steak may be
I think
I think the salad would be the last thing I consume.
I would think the baked potato would have to be last, and the roll, because you don't want that early, because that would expand in your in your stomach. I mean, you think about.
Well, I'm saving the roll because I want to sop up the steak juice.
What was that eating competition show?
Man versus Food?
Man versus Food. Who was the guy? Remember we met him at Super Bowl in Phoenix, and he was talking about all kinds of different places. I forget the dude's name. Really nice guy. But he had to quit the show because...
Adam Rickman?
Yeah, Adam. He got sick. And the new guy's not near as good. I don't even know if the show's still on.
Well, dude, I mean, the stuff that they used to eat.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
And then they have to get on a plane. Like, dude, he used to say he would book his flights for 2 days after just in case.
Dude,
because you couldn't have belly issues in the sky.
I think there's something here. I really am intrigued. I want to see this. Now, where is this place?
Amarillo.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
So we can get a Southwest flight.
Watch a Tech game.
Why would we watch a Tech game?
Yeah, why would we want to do that?
I mean, it's
what
Amarillo.
else are we going to do?
It's Amarillo. It's West Texas A&M there, where they play in that canyon, which is a beautiful stadium, which is why I was there when I was doing UIW football games. It's the only reason why I'd be in Amarillo. then there's nothing else to do. I remember our hotel room had those old school rotary phones in it.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it was
time travel?
Yeah. And that was, 2010 when I was doing their games?
Probably still the same.
It probably is still the same. Some place around here has got to do a steak challenge. I wonder.
I don't know. I've never heard of one around here.
I'm just wondering if I could buy, like at Tri-County, a 72-ounce steak for $72, and that would be unprepared. Right? We could do this at the house.
I don't know. $72 is a hell of a deal.
It is a hell of a deal.
That's a hell of a deal for a 72-ounce steak. I don't know. We got to figure something out. I'm not necessarily wanting to go all the way to Amarillo for this, but there's got to be something somewhere else around here that does this. I mean, I bet people would be intrigued. They'd want to see this. Right? I mean, if you're watching on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, it's a little late for a poll, but I'm just saying maybe you could. Would you want to see Pledge try to eat a 72-ounce steak?
Well, all right. We know people. Although it would end up costing more than $72.
It would.
Because Wednesday night at the Rue Pub, they do the steak night, right? 12-ounce ribeye for $20.
So we'd have to get how many? Six of them?
Right?
Yeah.
So that we're already over $72, but could you eat 6 12-ounce steaks? Would that be considered the same?
It's the same.
It's still 72 ounces.
72 ounces.
Yeah. And a baked potato. Do they have baked potatoes at the Rue Pub?
They can get one, yeah.
Yeah.
And they got the salad.
They have the shrimp. It might have to be fried.
Yeah, we can do fried shrimp. And we can make the Rue Pub challenge.
Yeah, we could do that. I think that's a great idea. We're going to make this happen. Oh, that's a great idea, Jim. I think this is a challenge that needs to happen. Now we're getting some stuff. Border Jumper says Chunky's has the burger challenge. I don't know what that is.
Oh, no. Somebody else said something about a hot burger challenge.
Well, you don't want to do that, dude.
I can't do that.
I did that.
I can't.
All right. Yeah. A long time ago, Bill Taylor and I did this. It's a ghost pepper burger.
Yeah, I can't do that.
It was just, I made it to work. Bill Taylor did not.
Ah, you bragger.
Afterwards, that dude, he was a little sick.
All right.
I think he made it back for the late show.
All right. Joe over at Tri-County Meat Market just texted. He will gladly give us a 72-ounce steak, assuming T-bone. It will be on him.
Oh. Wow, he's got a 72-ounce T-bone?
Well, he's got a bunch of cows, so I'm sure he could come up with one.
Yeah, but if it's a T-bone, technically that bone is going to weigh more than, what? It's going to weigh 5-6 ounces?
I'm going to believe the butcher when he says he's going to get us 72 ounces of meat.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. I think that's great. I'll buy a baked potato. I'll throw that in.
You know, at Tri-County, they got those twice baked potatoes.
They do, but
those are delicious.
It's a little bit bigger. Would you go for that? So if we did a twice baked, we'd maybe do away with the shrimp cocktail. You just have to, right?
Suffer.
Well, I mean, we can make. Well, I mean, we're making our own at this point.
Well, that's true,
right?
So a 72-ounce steak, a twice baked potato, a roll,
salad.
Where
do you like your salads from, Pledge?
I don't know. Just some lettuce in a bowl.
Bago salad from H-E-B?
That's fine.
All right, so now you got an hour.
Mm-hmm.
So is this going to be at your house or at mine?
Well, I don't care about that. We can work that out.
Well, one of us will have to end up
cooking,
grilling this thing.
Well, you'll have to grill it because I can. Well, I don't know if you'd have to grill it.
I'll grill.
So how do you eat your steak, Pledge?
Medium rare, like a man.
Yeah, that's what I do.
And I'll even use Joe Herring seasoning on it, which is fantastic. I used that seasoning on that lamb the other day. It was spectacular. Joe says there's no way you finish it.
Whoa, that sounds like a challenge.
That does sound like a challenge.
It sounds like a challenge. All right, now here's the thing, though. If we're going to end up doing a party at the house, and obviously Joe and Jackie will be invited.
Of course.
We're going to have some other food.
Right.
But we're all going to have to eat before we watch Pledge
That's true.
try to devour a steak. And I might need to borrow somebody's dog to help clean up whatever ends up on the floor.
I don't know that I will watch Pledge eat. I'll just take your word for it.
You're in charge of video.
Yeah, well, somebody can.
Actually, we'll set them up on the back patio. That way we can party inside and watch the game and just check on them from time to time.
That's right. Well, you've got a camera outside.
I've got cameras outside.
Yeah.
So, you know, if he tries to fling one to the backyard to the neighbor's dog or something.
Wouldn't do that to a cut of meat like that.
Woo! I see. We're on to something here. I love this. This is great.
Casey says we need to do it live on YouTube.
I think that's a good idea too. We can make that happen.
Yep,
absolutely.
All right. And a bunch of people are saying that we need to do it at the Roo. And if we could take the steak over to the Roo Pub, they'll cook it for us. We'll get Chip involved.
Yeah, we could do that. Little Tri-County Roo Pub challenge.
Now, Steven says do it this Thursday since you guys are going to be at the Roo Pub anyway.
Yeah, but Pledge won't be there because he's got to work.
Well, we could make Edwin work.
Well, we could.
I mean, he's working the morning all week.
Whatever.
Whatever. Didn't Pledge do some other kind of weird challenge?
He did the Glizzy challenge.
The Glizzy challenge.
And he failed miserably at the Glizzy challenge.
Dude, that was just disgusting.
It was disgusting.
Yes, that was disgusting.
I will agree. It was disgusting. Trying to suck beer through a hot dog was
that's
not the greatest
disgusting.
thing ever.
Yeah, that's horrible. All right, well,
beer-flavored hot dog, by the way, not great.
We'll work on this and give everybody enough time to get the day off, come down early, whatever the case may be, and we need a big crowd there for Pledge. So I'm in. This is great, man. I'm enjoying this.
I don't know. I mean, Joe Herring over at Tri-County Meat Market says he doesn't think you can finish it.
Okay.
All right. But if you don't finish it, what's your repercussion? I mean, see, at the Big Texan,
you got to pay for it.
You pay in advance, and if you win, they give you a 100% refund. If you lose, you're out $72. So if you don't finish.
Are you out $72 or you just pay for dinner?
Well, it's $72 is the dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah. So would you really lose? Well, all you do is win.
Why are you talking around? I mean, we're putting up. I mean, Tri-County is putting up the steak, right? I'm cooking it, right?
I got the baked potato.
Ryan Ego's throwing in who's getting the Bago salad?
Maybe I'll do that too.
Right.
I can throw that in.
You know, we'll have plenty of Flight by Yingling to wash it down. We'll get Renee involved in this.
Yes, we'll get Renee involved.
Right. And but if you do not finish, there's got to be some sort of walk of shame that you've got to do. If you win, because people are saying, well, what if you win? You get a steak. You get bragging rights forever. We'll get you a Tri-County Meat Market T-shirt or hat, whatever they have. I know they sell hats there.
Oh, Joe can throw in some of his seasoning, right?
Absolutely. We'll get you some seasoning and some Pepto-Bismol.
This is going to be fun. We'll put this together and let you know because I'm excited now. I'm really excited about this. All right, way to go. See, that's how ideas happen.
And see, and I don't know rules. Tom says on YouTube it's illegal to take raw food into a restaurant to cook.
All right, well, we'll figure it out.
Back at my house.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Although Tri-County does sell steaks to restaurants, so maybe they've got a way to deliver it, and it's not us just walking in with it.
Well, we got some things to figure out. We'll figure it all out, and I think this is fantastic. So, excellent. Spurs in action tonight. And I just saw a tweet from our good friend Tom Orsborn. Wemby and Castle will not be getting on the plane to Orlando after tonight's game.
Shocker.
How about that? So we'll talk Spurs basketball when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, injuries happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains, conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray casting and bracing. In fact, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury. Best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. With the San Antonio Marathon this weekend, keep it in the back of your mind if you need it after that run. The Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at TSAOG.com. That's TSAOG.com.
Dallas Cowboys fans, come on down!
It's AJ and Rob from the Morning Huddle, and you could be the next contestant on
The Stat Is Right.
Every week leading up to the week of the Cowboys home game, AJ and Rob toss out a Cowboys player and a stat from the upcoming home game. Passing yards, rushing yards, number of times Dak adjusts his wristband mid-play, or perhaps CeeDee Lamb mouthguard chews per quarter. Whatever. All you have to do is predict that stat, get the closest, and bam! You're headed to Jerry World with a pair of tickets to the next Cowboys home game. Think of it like The Price is Right, but instead of winning a blender, you get to scream, "How about them Cowboys?" inside AT&T Stadium. So study up, Cowboy Nation, and listen to the Morning Huddle to play. The Stat Is Right. Only on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
How's the heating and AC at your house? If you've got any issues, you've got to call Right Home Services. Veteran-owned and operated, they've been serving San Antonio for more than 45 years now. They're certified, background-checked, and highly trained professionals. And right now, Right Home Services has a great special. This is for a whole home AC system replacement, $79.99 right now. The number's 210-444-0000, Right Home Services.
The right stuff.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-1783. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-1783. That's 800-575-1783. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Find the most wonderful gifts at Macy's Friends and Family Sale with incredible deals on our best brands like Donna Karan, Avec Les Filles, Calvin Klein, and more, all at 30% off. Plus, take 15% off beauty and fragrance from Lancôme, Clinique, and Yves Saint Laurent. Or Star Rewards members can earn $20 in Star money for every $100 spent on eligible brands. Going on now, only at Macy's Friends and Family Sale. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
You know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
As a fan, you know all the important sports cliches. And when you save money by bundling your home and auto with Progressive, you can get out there and give it 110%, even though that's mathematically impossible. And remember, failure is not an option. Well, it's always an option, just not a good one. But you're not worried because you've got ice in your veins. You're on fire. How can both of those things be true at the same time? Well, that's between you and your doctor. So get out there and leave it all on the field. Leave what? Who cares? Just leave it and save with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Fast breaks, buzzer beaters, and block parties are back, and Underdog's the best place to get in on all the action, and you can make your picks and win money right now here in Texas. Playing on Underdog, it's so easy, guys. You pick whether your favorite players are going to go higher or lower on their stats, points, rebounds, steals, whatever it is. You get those picks right, you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. I am all over De'Aaron Fox on my Underdog lineups. Ever since Wemby's gone out of the lineup, the Spurs have been a De'Aaron Fox team. Keep going higher with him. And guys, always look for the rebounds for the other guy, other team's big man when Wemby's out. So I've loved it so far. Download the app today. Use promo code Alamo. Score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code Alamo. Underdog. Make picks. Win money. Must be 18 or older and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
From a fender bender to a total loss, Davis Law Firm has a team of expert attorneys ready to get you back on the road with the verdict or settlement you deserve. Y hablamos español. Want more? Call the Fours. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio, 444-4444.
Thinking too much about a 72-ounce steak.
He must have been.
On a Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, that steak sounds really good, though, doesn't it? My goodness, and we've been talking about steak, baked potato, shrimp cocktail, salad.
Well, look, man, Renee with Yingling, he's in. Yeah. So we've got the beer covered.
Oh, dude, this is going to be
absolutely.
Great.
Absolutely.
This is going to be great.
Absolutely.
Man, we'll get this happening. I can't wait now, and it'll definitely be live streamed, or we'll figure something else out. Whatever the case may be, it's going to be a lot of fun. 72-ounce steak challenge for one James Pledger.
Dumb question. Everybody in town on the 20th. It's a Saturday. You're going out of town, Pledge? No, you're not going out of town.
I'm not out of town.
All right, looks like we'll do it on the 20th.
On the 20th. Huh?
Well, because this weekend is the marathon. I'm not running, but my wife is, so I'm busy. Next weekend we're in Baltimore for Army Navy. So
that's right.
The 20th, and we'll call it a Christmas party at the Minixes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Perfect. A little live stream action for everybody to watch.
If you want to.
Yeah, if you want to.
I mean, we'll have an NFL doubleheader that day.
Oh, nice.
Probably
That's right.
some college football playoff games.
Yeah.
And a big old 72-ounce steak for Pledge.
Well, now we got to figure out what the rest of us are going to eat.
Well, you could do one of your briskets and bring it over.
No.
You've told me how great your brisket is, yet
it's fantastic.
Yet nobody without a last name Reinagel has ever tasted it.
It's fantastic. Well, I don't know. Maybe if I got some great advice on that brisket from that one Joe Herring.
Yeah?
From Tri-County, of course.
So now you want him to throw in a brisket?
No, I don't want him to throw in a brisket, but he picked it out.
I mean, he's gonna be at the house for this event.
I let him. I asked him to.
You let him.
I asked him to pick it out for me, and he did, and it was perfect.
Yeah, well, and again, you go into you see a butcher. Which one do you want? Let them pick it.
Yes.
Nothing
they're
wrong
the
with
experts.
That. Yeah.
Absolutely. So it's cool when you just call Joe and say, "Hey, Joe, I need a brisket. I got you. I'll get you one."
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. That's what they do at Tri-County. Good stuff over there. Spurs in action tonight, taking on the Memphis Grizzlies again without Wemby and Stephon Castle. And as Tom Orsborn tweeted out a few minutes ago, Castle and Wemby will not be making the trip to Orlando and Cleveland. And is that it? Is it a 2-game roadie?
So now, did Tom tweet that they're not also going to Cleveland? It's one thing if you know you're not going to play in Orlando, but they've got a little time off. Could they take a different plane to meet him in Cleveland?
I suppose. He did not say Cleveland.
I would be surprised if Wemby went to Cleveland, but I thought Castle was seemingly a little bit closer to returning. I thought we might see him by the end of this week.
Good question, and if I recall the tweet, and I'm looking for it now, but he said they would not be on the plane tonight because obviously the Spurs will leave tonight, well, they won't be on it. Let's see here. I'll find it. But he didn't say anything about Orlando, so. Hoping that was Tom.
Well, yeah, because I'm looking at Tom's tweet.
I know. I knew you were. We got
November.
Maybe it wasn't Tom. Maybe it was McDonald. I know it was somebody good.
Yeah.
Somebody that covers the Spurs for a living.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We'll find.
Solid reporting.
I know.
Yeah. Somebody said.
Sounded good.
Yeah.
Sounded really good.
Mm-hmm.
We'll figure it out.
You look at this Memphis game tonight, though, and it should be an easy win for the Spurs. I say that it should be an easy win for the Spurs. But Memphis has been playing better basketball than I think most people thought they would. 9-12, but they've struggled on the road. Spurs have been really good at home. 8-2 at home. Coming off a bad loss, and that loss to Minnesota was a bad loss, following a great win at Denver. And that's the one thing that Mitch Johnson has done a really good job of this season, is not letting one bad game turn into two bad games. You know, whatever they're doing in film study with corrections that they have to make, it seems like they've done a really good job in making those corrections and playing better basketball the next time out.
Well, let's hope so, because they played such a great game against Denver on Friday night, and then a bad fourth quarter, obviously, on Sunday against Portland. So hopefully they can come back tonight, get a win before they head back out on the road, and get this done. But look, they're playing well, and they're doing this without Castle. They're doing it without Wemby. And so I think Spurs fans ought to be encouraged. I certainly am. I'm encouraged. The fact that they're holding their own, they're going to tread water until they get those two guys back. And so I feel pretty good about it.
The idea of Castle being back sooner, obviously, than Wemby, I think most people understand. And again, according to some reports earlier in the week, Castle seems to be close. Let's talk about it with our injury update, powered by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine, online at TSAOG.com. Let's welcome on Dr. Harrison Scofield on the Buyers Barricades guest line. When players are getting close to returning, like it appears Steph Castle is, what are some of the hurdles they have to be able to jump over to get clearance from a doctor to get back on the floor and doing what they do?
Yeah, guys, thanks for having me on. So, yeah, I mean, typically, obviously, usually when you have the injury, you're getting imaging and an MRI, and you have a general idea of kind of what the timeline is going to be. And then once you're getting close to that timeline, then you're doing a bunch of functional tests, making sure they're pain-free. You're stressing those muscles that are involved, and just slowly working back to what is going to be game-type activity to make sure that they'll be ready to go and you're not going to end up back in a re-injury type situation, obviously, is what you're trying to avoid.
So, Doc, the only thing in Wemby's case was a strained calf. Is the only indicator for that basically you ask him if he's pain-free, or is there anything else you can do to make sure that he's okay?
Yeah, pain-free, and there's physical exam, things that you're looking at. And then, yeah, I mean, obviously they got an MRI early on, and so they kind of know the amount of muscle damage that's kind of there. And so, you know, you're going to have a general idea of how long you're going to need to sit out based on that. And then once you're getting close to it, then you're slowly working back to activities and making sure that you're pain-free with everything that he's going to need to do when he gets back to full go.
Now, staying with NBA and injuries, Doc, no surprise, Zion hurt again. Going to miss a couple 3 weeks because of an adductor strain. What's that mean?
Yeah. So, I mean, similar to a calf strain, it's just an injury to the muscle. The adductors are just the muscles on kind of the inside part of your thighs, kind of the groin is kind of what you think about. So same thing with the calf strain. It can be, at different varying grades depending on how bad the muscular injury, and they're going to get some imaging to kind of figure out what that looks like. And then kind of the same type of recovery timetable. Depending on what the injury, you start with a certain timetable and then work back based on pain.
All right, Doc, I've got to ask you this. Indianapolis Colts quarterback Daniel Jones is dealing with a fracture in his fibula. Now, if I'm not mistaken, he was doing that last week and he played. How do you play with a fracture in your fibula?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's certainly impressive. And so there's a bunch of different that fractured fibula can have a bunch of different meanings on exactly what that is. My understanding is it sounds like it's a small avulsion type injury from the very bottom of the fibula is kind of the thought on what it is. And so that's really more similar to just an ankle sprain instead of the ligament tearing, basically a small piece of bone pulls off. And so it'd be treated similar to an ankle sprain, which you'd still think would be very painful to come back from. The other possibility on the type of fibular fracture you could play with would be a fracture to the mid portion of the fibula. So the tibia bears the large majority of your weight. So if you actually have a fracture to the middle of the fibula, which can happen from like a direct contact injury, then there's really no restrictions from that. And obviously it still will hurt a lot if you get hit there again, but usually that doesn't affect running very much. And I believe it's his left ankle too, which also helps him. If it's that lead ankle is much easier than if it was his back ankle, having to throw off that back ankle. So definitely impressive that he's playing through that, though.
It really is, and then you kind of look at guys that are missing because of an ankle. Like, and again, we know it's different. Dude, you got a broken leg. It's just a little crack. You'll be fine. Pain tolerance. But Cowboys and Lions playing on Thursday Night Football. Both played on Thanksgiving, so they're not playing on the typical short week with the Thursday night game. They're all getting a full week. But, like Tyler Guyton out with an ankle injury. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the Lions receiver, hasn't practiced all week because of an ankle injury. Now, a wide receiver in speed and cuts and moves versus a Tyler Guyton, not all ankle injuries are created equal, right?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And I mean, an ankle sprain can mean a lot of different things. I mean, it can be a really small sprain where you just have torn, maybe a small partial tear to one of the ligaments on the outside part of the ankle versus tearing all of them. So, an ankle sprain has a wide variety of meaning. And also, just like you're saying, obviously skill players that are having to run full speed, cut and pivot, and need a lot of ankle mobility are going to put a lot more stress on it than a lineman where you can really just take that thing up and not maybe require quite as much mobility out of it.
Well, I tell you, it's interesting how tough these guys are. Justin Herbert, the quarterback for the Chargers, underwent surgery today, we're told, in Los Angeles. They did it to stabilize a fracture in his left hand. I think Aaron Rodgers is dealing with something very similar to that, but he's considered day-to-day. So what would you think, Doc, that they do to stabilize a fracture in your left hand?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. We've seen a few of these, this year in football with Mateer too at Oklahoma. So I mean, it sounds like it's probably a fractured metacarpal would be my guess, just based on reading reports, and probably one that's non-displaced, meaning that it's just kind of a hairline crack, and they're just trying to stabilize it to get him back as early as possible. It's still pretty wild to me that they can get them back, that quickly. After making an incision and doing everything. So certainly impressive. I believe it's his left hand as well, which is certainly helpful. I think if it was right, probably wouldn't be able to go for a few weeks. But, pretty crazy they're able to get him back that quickly.
Doc, I imagine you hear a lot of your patients give you an answer quite like LeBron gave when he was talking about his foot injury.
Yeah.
You get it. You understand. You understand. Wake up with you had the night before,
He just said he just woke up and bleep it or wasn't there the night before. How do people wake up and all of a sudden your feet hurt?
Yeah, you're just part of getting old, just like you said. Certainly funny. Probably the most common thing that we see in clinic is like plantar fasciitis, just from a foot injury standpoint, which is inflammation in the fascia in the bottom of your foot that can just kind of happen either from overuse or you can kind of just wake up and have it. But certainly his longevity has been incredibly impressive, and I'm sure he's probably taking games off, for any kind of ding that he can to keep his longevity up so he can be ready for the end of the season.
All right, Doc, I got a personal question. I hope you don't mind a little personal free advice here. But
Absolutely,
when I get out of bed in the morning, I sound like a Rice Krispie treat. It's like, why does that happen? What is that?
Yeah, over time, our joints, just as we get older, the tissue becomes a little bit less pliable, and so there's a lot more cracking that's involved. And then also, you develop arthritis or wearing down in the cartilage in the joints, which could also be related to the popping. But just part of that LeBron James getting old thing, unfortunately, happens to all of us.
Mm-hmm. I imagine next week with the marathon this week, you guys are going to be busy with a lot of injuries.
I'm sure.
Good stuff. Dr. Harrison Scofield, always appreciate the knowledge and the insight. We'll chat soon.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone, guys. Appreciate
it. Our injury update powered by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine online at TSAOG.com.
I just want to clarify, that was from Matthew Tynan, the tweet about Wemby and Steph Castle. They won't be on the plane tonight, but Mitch Johnson apparently said that he hasn't ruled out that they might join him on a 4-game road trip that they've got coming up, including that big one December 10th against the Lakers for the Cup semifinals, because apparently, according to Mitch Johnson, they were politicking to be ready for that game.
Extra cash.
Extra cash, sure is. Extra Innings with Pleasure is coming up next. Be sure and join the fellows in the morning. Rob and AJ on the Morning Huddle. They'll get you started at 6 o'clock. We'll be back at 2 right here on the Blitz. Until then, have a great night, everybody.
You're right